right, so hi everybody if you're watching. Session 8 starts tonight. As far as it goes, in 2 weeks we will be doing our Summer of Siege one-shot of Castles and Crusades. And that we were playing a very interesting little one-shot, and I'm excited for y'all to play it and try it. It's going to be a lot of fun. This will be the first time we've played Castles and Crusades on stream, but most of us have played it before. I know at least 3 of you have. Harris, you haven't played it yet, have you? Okay, so I know these 2 down here haven't. But it's a really cool system. Troll Lord Games is who invited us in. That music is getting intense. But there are a bunch of other streams that are out right now, and you should go check them out as well. But not right now. You're with us. But there are other streamers playing full-on campaigns, like 2-month campaigns of this, or longer, most of them. So it's a really fun system. So thank you, Troll Lord. All the trolls over there, as they call themselves. Yeah, I think we're ready to go, aren't we? As far as everything of that nature. When we were last in session, you all had some downtime. You shopped a little. You were rewarded homes. You got a little bit of homework of designing your own house, which I have one right here, which is beautifully done.
Yeah, I'm just gonna send you my stuff and be like.
Yeah, exactly. I was like,
pretty much.
Yeah, it's full on. Like it looks like a D&D book.
Oh,
Yeah, it's crazy.
You need to get your
Love it.
education.
So y'all have.
I can do that. You didn't send me that.
Not only do you have your manor, your B&B back in Phandalin, but you now each have a home in Neverwinter. Not just your family home, but your home. You have a separate house that you. Oh, you said you moved. Yeah.
Just want to make, you did tell us how much we got paid from the manor. It's been 4 weeks.
Oh, what do we say per month?
I asked him because I was asking.
You. I have those notes somewhere.
Somewhere.
I was expecting Terrace.
2,050 gold per month.
There you go. That includes all the upkeep and payments and everything. So you get not 2,500, but 2,050 gold for your party fund.
Yes.
Those of you who have been in contact with your manor or with your B&B, I always forget the name of it. I don't know why. Ember and those of you who have been in contact with Ember and Echo, things are going well. They've not had any trouble. There have been no signs of red brands for years now because of you all. And those who need help are being assisted without question. And those who can pay do, and those who do not or cannot don't, or barter. Just as you all set that up. And Phandalin is booming now, partially because of this. Because of the famous Ember and Echo Tavern and Inn. So, the last time we were here, you all were, like I said, had some downtime, figured out what stuff you were going to do. Some things you chose not to reveal to the group, which is fine. That'll come to light apparently sometime. And you bought some nifty stuff. But as you're gathering together one night, just to have a few drinks and reminisce and talk about where you should go next, you find yourself being transported from the beached Leviathan to a strange place, to a large room with a staircase and a balcony. And when you appear, your drinks are no longer in your hand. You're all standing in the middle of the floor, and you have 3 figures staring down at you. And I explained them, but I'll do it once more. You have a taller man who is bald, has a bit of facial hair. high red collar. A woman, he's human, another human woman who is dressed in all dark black and purple with a pointy hat. The best way to describe this hat is a witch's hat. And you also see an elf who's dressed in gold-trimmed, I would say light blue, kind of aqua blue robes, holding a staff, whose top of it is in the shape of a unicorn head with a gem attached to the ring through the unicorn's nose. And the man stops and looks down at you all and says, "Who in the 9 hells are you?" And that's where we're going to start tonight. You are being looked at very curiously and very warily by these 3 figures. And the man speaks up again. "I said, who in the 9 hells are you?" Okay. Roll a medicine check.
Okay.
Are any of these faces familiar?
Roll a history check.
I recognize the type of robes or
I mean, those of you who want to study them, go ahead and roll history check.
27.
27. Nope. Just you and your gear have been transported to wherever you are right now.
21.
21.
19.
19. 21. Man, y'all beat it by
History.
1.
Yeah.
Y'all beat it by 1. You two have heard
27.
of 20. Jeez. What did you
13.
13. You're
We're
like,
just like, wow.
wow, this is crazy.
Are you licking
She was taking
trees?
part in the drinking contest.
Yeah.
I know he started drinking when.
Don't make you do a con check.
Are we
You
still
two,
holding our tankards?
this seems familiar, but not the place, but the people. You've heard of tales of a trio called, it changes at times. So you never know really who's a part of this trio, but it's the Wizards 3. And this seems like this could be something that 3 powerful wizards could do. 3 powerful magic users. Vel, on the other hand, you have definitely heard of the Wizards 3. You've heard the revolving door of who it could be. I would say with a 27, jeez, oh Pete, you recognize at least 2 of them, if not the third. One is definitely Tasha. Her name is Tasha, and she is a witch and a very powerful magic user. And the other is a lady, her name, you would know her as Lady Lustrio. Yeah, a powerful magic user. The other one kind of looks like Mordenkainen. 3.
Seen you on a book somewhere.
Mordenkainen's Home of Foes? Mordenkainen's something.
Will you sign my
Yeah,
third
will you sign
edition?
this?
Am I a big fan?
That's up to you, but this is to see these 3 staring down at you, wondering why you're here, not knowing where you are, is serious business. You would know that this is not something like this is uh-oh.
By the way, I would have really not hallucinating.
Okay.
I would immediately look at Bex to make sure she's not a
real.
blood cocoon. So
Here and here.
Arcana check.
Yeah,
Decide
if you want to do one.
or decide what kind of spell was used on us. Alright, 28. Cool.
I'm going to say this. It was definitely magic that brought you here.
Okay.
The type of or what spell is harder to determine without doing detect magic.
Okay.
But you know that there are teleportation spells, but not knowing where you are and not having a teleportation circle.
I mean, are we in the center of like a ritual circle or something?
If you look down, no.
Oh, okay.
You just see pretty floor behind. This place is gorgeous.
Oh.
I mean, it's gold trim. You see white marble. I mean, this place is incredible. Look. multiple rooms, several levels, and then 3 people just staring at you. And the one that seems to be Mordenkainen speaks up again and goes, "Hello."
Sir, you brought us here.
Or somebody.
We were just having dinner, and now we're here.
His eyes go wide, and he looks at Tasha, and he looks at the lady, the Elestrial, and Tasha just has a look of kind of like, ugh, God, you know, almost disdain, and like, and she just kind of throws her hands up and goes, "Surprise! I guess it didn't work as well as we thought it wanted to."
Yep.
And Lady Lestral remains calm, and she looks at you and says, "So, you were just having dinner and you arrived here, you say?"
Yes.
Yes, but my lady could go for another meal if you'd like to.
There was food too. Yeah.
And she just kind of gives you that look like, maybe.
Oh.
Oh, no.
No.
I mean, we can feed you all, but no,
Got
thank
like a
you.
private room.
And she's like, no.
But yes.
What are you eating?
Wait, what failed or didn't work?
What were you trying to do? What were you trying to summon?
And
Well,
can you
you've
send us
arrived in my
back?
parlor.
A lovely parlor.
Thank you. Very stately looking woman, the lady Elestrial. She's very stately looking, blue robes, the whole nine. And she looks confused and concerned for a moment, and then the entire time the other one that appears to be Tasha, well, that you would know. Have you whispered this to the group or anything, or are you just gonna hold on to that information?
You're gonna
Do we
pop us
have
with the psychic link?
Do we have like the, you know,
Yeah,
You have
somebody?
the earrings, but they're going to hear
Yeah,
you.
but I.
It would
we
be
can't.
much like going, "Hey, I think this," and they're standing right next to
Yeah.
I
you.
know. So
That's
there's-
what I
This
the
might just be a
psychic-
lean over and whisper thing.
Yeah, I'm just leaning on like the powerful wizards. I know these people.
She finally speaks
No.
up. She goes, "Yes, you're right," because she can hear you.
Yep.
She goes, "My name is Lady Elestrial. This is Mordenkainen." And the guy just kind of dips his head a bit. And she goes, "And that's Tasha." And she's just frowning at you the entire time, just like, ugh.
Big witch.
With her big witch hat, looking at you, and just like something went wrong somewhere is what is the vibe she's giving off. You're in my sanctum in Sigil. And then Tasha just immediately interrupts her and says, "You cannot be the answer for our wish."
Excuse me. Did you say that we're in Sigil?
Yeah, Sigil. However you would like to pronounce that, yes.
What?
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, you are. And Lady Illustrial shushes her, and she says, "Have a seat." And you look around, and in this parlor, there are plush seats and couches, and they look insanely comfortable. This place is very nice. She's like, "Please make yourselves comfortable. We have much to explain to you."
Is there any windows with a view? Yeah.
They are blurry.
Okay.
As you look at them, the background is blurry.
Frosted.
Okay.
Yeah, a little bit, almost like frosted. Some of them are stained glass, but the ones you can see out of, it's kind of like maybe you can't see in either.
And I'm like, sure, let's just got comfortable and like laid down on one of them.
Well, don't get too comfortable, she
Oh,
says, but
oh, sorry.
okay. You're here in my sanctum in Sigil. We are searching for an answer to a problem that we have. So we cast wish. Don't understand why you were teleported here to the sanctum as a result of that spell. but I think it has something to do with. And she looks at the others, and they kind of whisper between each other. Goes, "Do you have any ties to a being named Vecna?" And immediately, when she says that name, that acrid, bitter smell comes into your nose.
I think we all probably go like,
Stop saying the name.
It's all so bad.
And if you have that reaction, she goes, "Interesting."
Every time.
And she kind of looks at you and thinks for a moment. Well, I can reason that your fates must somehow be interwoven with Vecna.
Oh, no.
Since the wish was unable to fulfill the parameters we put on it, it instead found you, beings that are tied to Vecna, and brought you here.
We just get like a new wall.
It just keeps coming. Every time the name Vecna is mentioned,
Please
you all.
stop.
can
And it's not like it's not overwhelming, doesn't make you want to vomit, but it's not pleasant.
No.
we maybe shorten it to like B or something? Because we.
You're speaking of Vecna.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a thing, isn't it?
It's like the labyrinth.
Smell bad. Quick question above table.
Yeah.
In those 4 weeks, we have realized that maybe using a title instead of the name.
I don't think you would really give him a title because
Not
he's
one that we might have.
evil and he's not deserving of a title.
Okay.
Giving someone a title is giving someone power. And this is not a being you would want to have power.
What if we call him Vecna?
And a little bit of that smell comes in
A
your
little bit.
Yeah.
It's a little worse.
It's a little
What
it's
about old
like,
One
oh,
Eye?
Or
oh,
just
oh.
Victor. We'll just say Victor instead. No, wait, that might make sense.
How about
Like he might win in
Vicky?
the end.
Listen, he says,
We can call him Vicky.
using my divining abilities, let's start at the beginning. I used to be the ruler of Silvery Moon. Pardon? Silvery Moon, sorry. Silvery Moon. Through just everyday practices, I detected a sinister wave of magic that was rippling through, well, the multiverse. Using some divining abilities, I eventually traced the magical pulse to Vecna. And, well, you're all getting used to it at this point. I learned that his activities span multiple realms. Now, after a time of investigation, I discovered a sobering truth. Using stolen secrets, Vecna and his cults has siphoned incredible amounts of power from individuals throughout the multiverse. And worse, on top of that, I have stopped detecting these activities. I believe that Vecna plans to unleash this power for a truly heinous purpose. This could unravel the entire multiverse, elevating Vecna to a godlike state, and making all others, bend to his will. In our desperation, we want to oppose him, and in desperation, I contacted my most powerful allies, Mordenkainen and Tasha. Who is actually not the Tasha that you realize, the version of Tasha from Aerith, another plane. And then you hear Tasha kind of scoff and go, maybe the other one's another version. I'm the real one. It's kind of like muttering under her breath, and she just kind of shushes her. We cast Wish, wanting to stop, but obviously doing so would cause some sort of irreparable rip in time and space, or some other effect that might destroy everything. So it brought us you. So according to the wish, you are the means to stop Vecna.
Like nervously looking. So, yeah, if we do agree to I guess this endeavor. Not saying we're opposed to it. Seems like a pretty good cause. The guy seems like a jerk. Not gonna lie. Would we be getting out of Sigil at some point?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, okay, good. That's fine.
In fact, I hope you would plan to travel quite a bit.
Does Big Bad V know that your trio here is involved?
I would hope not.
So no one knows that you've summoned.
No one can see us here.
Okay. So we can consider this moment
Mhm.
secret.
Not one powerful enough to use his power.
Okay.
There are other chances.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I ask, where did you last detect his presence?
Multiple places, all over the multiverse. It's
one
not just
area
him.
stronger.
It's his cult. His hand is stretching over the multiverse, over different planes, and gathering secrets and bringing them to him. His presence feels like it's almost everywhere at once, but it's mostly his power running through his follower.
So
If we're not mistaken, there was something happening on Toril, in Faerun.
Neverwinter?
Yes,
Yeah. Yeah, that was fun.
that was you.
I mean, us collectively stopping it, yes.
Well, yeah, that was you. Well, no
Yes.
wonder that you stopped a wish from. I mean, a wish. You stopped a secret from being taken.
Multiple secrets.
Presumably.
And no wonder you. Well, I won't say that, but I will say that you do have ties to Vecna. Then that's your fates are interwoven together, his and yours.
You
And
all
she just kind of looks and goes, I don't know that we are. I don't know that we can stop him. We've tried a lot. We've cast the most powerful spell that we know. And it brought us, and I mean this in no disrespect by this, but it brought us you. It didn't just stop it.
What exactly did you wish for? Just a way to stop him?
Yes. And she actually pulls out a large scroll that is multiple pages when you unroll it. This is the exact wish written out, and it's just like 3 or 4 pages. Because if you don't, wish is a tricky spell. If you don't tell it exactly what you want, and apparently somewhere in there we did not tell it exactly what we wanted, or it went against the greater fate of everything, then brought us you.
Would we be able to see that, please?
There's no reason to.
Roll for insight.
Yeah.
Well, how do you propose stopping?
Got a nat 20. Plus 9.
You tell the truth, there's no reason for you to see it.
Come on.
Tell them the truth.
I wasted my nat 20.
That could have been it could have been persuasion, but you chose insight.
I meant this.
No, you didn't. At this time, Morton Kane speaks up and says, I worried that perhaps our wish wouldn't stop one as powerful as Vecna. Celestial, please forgive me, but I did plan a contingency.
Oh no, that's just a good idea.
And he's like, I was speaking to the lady, but thank you for your support. And he strides over to a cabinet that seems to be full of magical items, and he picks up a silver chime. Then he approaches you all of you, and displays the chime and says, Vecna is too powerful to stop directly at this point. However, no power is absolute. I suspect Vecna will be vulnerable when he weaves his ritual. Now, if you confront him and weaken him, and he pulls up a chime, and it's actually, it looks more like a wind chime with a crescent moon that almost meets in the middle with the chain dangling from it, and it's a circular silver dome, and it has multiple, like tons of chimes hanging from it. And he shows it to you, and he says, if you, this chime of exile can banish him to Aerith. He would no longer be able to affect multiple realms at once. His plan to remake the multiverse would fail. And he starts to get a little more excited, as you can tell. There's an artifact that I believe is the only way to weaken Vecna so the chime can be used against him. It's called the Rod of Seven Parts. Unfortunately, its component pieces are scattered across existence. Now, while my esteemed colleagues, and he motions to the other two, as they research the magic needed to cast a wish spell powerful enough to stop Vecna, I looked into finding the rod's pieces, should we need them. The first piece is deep in the Underdark. Somewhere inside a hidden safe house for worshippers of the demon god Loth. And he kind of eyes land on you.
You don't happen to know which house?
Webb's Edge, it's called. History check. For the half-drow.
Worship house of who?
30-20.
30-20. Loth.
Oh, Loth.
L-O-L-T-H.
I was like, Loth. I was like, hi, I haven't heard of that one, but that's new.
You gotta roll the.
Loth. Loth is somebody you all would be familiar with. Loth is an evil, half drow, half gigantic spider, evil goddess.
L-O-T.
L-O-L.
L-O-L-T-H. Loth.
I think everyone else
Laugh
except for
out
me,
loud.
because they were on, would have at least like heard or experienced every 50 years another surface raid.
Yeah.
By the children.
The children of Loth. And as you know, not all drow are evil. Those who have chosen to turn against Loth and abandon the Underdark, over time have actually become more accustomed to the light of the upper world, and have become just part of society up there. Whether at that point whether they choose to be productive or not is up to them. They have free reign of their own. They have free will at that point. They're not just worshiping Loth in fear of being either murdered or turned into some horrific monster at some point. What'd you dirty 20 on Webb's Edge?
Yeah.
Okay. So Webb's Edge, I believe your mother would have heard of it in her time there, but not enough about it to know where it is, because it is basically a place of secrets that worshippers that are working for Loth trade information, which is kind of right up your alley, but it's not some place that is well known, and that's because they want to keep it secret. They don't want everybody, to keep raiding out or secrets from being stolen, or information, I should say. Mordenkainen looks around and finally says, "Find that first piece of the rod, my friend. The portal on the dais will take you to it." And he points to another part of the sanctum.
How many pieces have you already collected?
None.
What was the name of the rod one more?
Rod of 7 parts. And oddly enough, there are 8 parts. No, there are 7 parts. Yeah, there are 7 parts. Once you locate the first piece, he says, the magic inherent in the artifact will point you to the second piece, and then to the third, and so on. This sanctum's portal reacts to powerful magic such as this artifact. As you find each piece, this portal will lead to the next. No need to use another key or any other spell. The most recent piece of the rod will suffice. I know, I want to reiterate, there's no time to waste. Once you've reassembled the rod, we can all confront Vecna and stop his heinous plan. You'll be the heroes of the multiverse. How does that sound?
Or the hero faces. So just one more notch on that, I guess.
Splendiferous.
So we're basically getting hired to.
And he holds up the chime. Who am I trusting this to?
What am I gonna do with it?
I believe actually our
Well, now I'm just offended.
is also our bookkeeper.
The most trustworthy.
Sure, why not?
He hands you the chime, and it's about this big. He holds it up, and it's very pretty.
Bigger than me. Never mind.
Is there a word or something to activate it, or do we just take it?
Okay. Yeah, no word.
The
Just-
winds of fate blow.
Yeah.
We just
Okay.
need the rod together first.
Yes. That. Otherwise, this is
Just, the
just a
pretty
spell. Just a pretty
Do
spell.
we shove the rod up Vecna's?
And all three of them go,
What?
no. What is wrong?
Up where?
I was like, do we use it to read the chime?
We're
You'll
gonna
know
break
when it
his
comes
other
time.
arm.
Poor Morgan Caney's like, there's not enough prestidigitation to get that off.
Actually, the entire time, Tasha has been just giving you all the eye, like, these losers are not going to get this done. And that makes her just sigh audibly, like, ugh. This is what Wish brought us. And they both, in unison, look at her and go, stop.
If you like, there is something that we're working on that's very similar. We call it Valiant. That might you might mellow her out just a little bit because we do have some that are
And she
very
flips her
unbalanced.
wrist, and a goblet appears in her hand, and she just takes a long sip. She goes, I call it wine.
Drink more.
And,
Please.
well, if you all are a hope, I will drink my fill.
Well, you made the wish, and the wish brought us, so
We all made the wish, Tasha says.
sorry. Y'all made the wish.
Yes.
And the wish brought us, so maybe
Maybe it's time to let
fate
you know.
knows something you don't.
Well, I know a lot, but you are not what I wished for. But if
Wished for
Illustra will
an
trust
answer.
you, then I guess I can trust her. And she's snippy. She's like, so, you think you can do this? Then I suggest you get your game face on, so to speak.
Anyway, then talking to you, but thank you so much.
So above table, I'm going to give you the stats of this. It's a chime. It's engraved with delicate magic sigils.
Okay.
Yeah.
The
I
city
know.
is sigils
Yeah.
or sigils.
Well, I say sigil for the place too, just because that's why they're spelled the same.
The
I know.
focus.
Yeah. So I don't know why sigil to me is uncomfortable to say.
It's
Weird.
But
But
it's called Chimes of Exile.
yes, and while the chime of exile, while you hold the chime, you can use an action to cast the banishment spell.
Versus the arcane user to cast.
Nope,
Exile.
it's a magic item.
Exile.
Mhm. And I'll give you the rest later. The rest of the stuff, but that's basically what you're holding is a banishment spell.
But you.
So, Lady Illustrial just kind of steps between Tasha and you all and says, "Forgive her. She doesn't like to show up, but she is worried. As are we all. And I'm sure this is a lot to take in. Now, I hear that some of you have agreed, But take your time, think for a moment, not too long. We'll prepare the portal for you.
I think we have a choice because there's going to be a world left for it. Oh,
Probably not.
She, when you say that, she kind of gathers the others up and kind of steps away to give you your privacy.
As we're talking, the scars, they give like a faint glow. I just say, you don't have a choice. There won't be a world or universe or realm for us to exist in. You don't do this. I don't have a choice. You can make your own decision.
sounds like it'll be a great adventure.
Might find some stuff along the way. Someone.
Or someone. What do you think, what?
Flex is very uncomfortable being in the city. I want to leave.
I was quite
Can we
talking
tell?
in third
Yeah.
person.
That's above board.
Okay. Can we tell that you look uncomfortable? Would you like
I
to roll
mean,
a
I
perception
keep
check?
looking out the window, but I mean, it's kind of the jig's already up. If you're here, you can't hide. So it's yeah.
You get kitty biscuits, I guess. Shoulders.
I mean, hey, if they're working on a portal to get us out of here, it's better than the alternative, trying to find our own way out.
Then, Robin, Elle?
I mean, I am not a fan of the idea of Old One Eye reworking the multiverse in his own image, so
So,
You look better with both
I
eyes.
support this adventure.
I'm always here to help people. I'm also here to be spiteful of that little people. But
maybe we don't actively antagonize the
oh, no, she can. I mean, she can hear me. That's okay.
one
I'll
of
tell
the
her to
greatest
okay.
mages
Okay.
in the multiverse.
If I'm not of the world, I'm not of the world or the multiverse. I'm fine with it. Life and death. It comes in rows. For me, this is my action, and this should not impact any of you. And that is what it comes down to.
I'm
You
just
can
gonna
always
put
prove
another
her
5
wrong
feet
and then be
between us.
petty with her.
Oh, and that's absolutely my plan.
I will join you.
It is not to be like it's smashed in their face, but then it's like, okay.
Vengeance, remember? Flat on face.
I'm
I'll be
willing
in the
for
back.
that as well. And besides which, we always have people.
Yeah, true.
Whenever we can.
You don't have her.
Oh, so
She's
you
just
think.
phantom drinking it. She's
It's
like,
just random drinking. Or
it's just
Alright.
this reflex. Yeah.
The wizards three are going to approach you once again, and Lady Alestral walks forward and says, "So, enough time?
Open the portal.
I appreciate your gusto upon this, but we do have to speak to you about a few things before you go to prepare you." And she reaches in her robe and pulls out another rolled up piece of paper. Ow. And unrolls it and produces a map.
Oh, I've got it.
What?
Can I cast locate object on here?
You would have to have some sort of familiarity with it.
Oh, for,
This.
for object.
Do you want me
Yes.
to switch scenes?
No. This
For
is.
Finley's book.
It's going to be too glary.
We have a connection.
This is for you all. This is upside down for you all, but you can. This is the color version, but the map that they give you would look more like this. But because this is a little hard to read, I'm going to give you the actual this version. Okay. This is the city of. This is Lady Alestral speaking. This is the city of Minzo Baranzan. It is a large city, drow city in the Underdark. Now, being surface dwellers, Minzo, it's at the top. You can just copy Minzo Baranzan.
Okay.
I'll let you have the map in a second. You don't have to do that.
I'm like, she's like, let me
You're
draw.
literally looking straight in the camera, going like my grandma. And they think that. Let me look at it real quick. Stop it.
I keep on hearing a benzodiazepine. That's what I keep hearing.
Jeez, you all.
I know that's not what you said. That's right.
You need to get your ears checked.
No, it's not on here.
Oh.
Yeah.
I
I'm
just
looking
have
for
mental
the place
something.
that it's supposed to be. In other words, because it's a secret.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, here. Claw Rift.
What?
And Lady Lustral points to a place called Claw Rift.
Alright.
We think it's in this general location. Our portal is going to put you somewhere right around through here,
Where is that?
near the bazaar. Being surface dwellers, you're going to need to disguise yourselves really well. Will not work for you. Very small. And you will have to disguise yourself a little more. Yeah. And tread carefully, because surface dwellers are treated with hostility in Menzo Barons.
So what do we need to look like?
Drow,
Not drag.
Like me.
like him.
No.
Not at all.
Not at all.
No.
But if I'm
No,
a
no,
drow
no.
woman,
A
You,
drow.
Lady Lustral, actually perks up a little bit and says, "That means you would be in charge."
yes, I would.
I was gonna drag him out.
How's your
No?
undercom?
Again?
So,
Actually,
a little
Sorry.
above
But,
table information. Menzo Baranzan, the Drow Society is a matriarchal society where women rule the houses. Now, there are
Backwards.
multiple houses in Menzo Baranzan, but there are 8 ruling houses. And they are all have bad traits about them. Greed, like hyper military. Most of them are loyal to Lolth or put on a show of loyalty to Lolth. And they, you know that it's almost kind of a dog eat dog society where some houses will turn on each other to gain favor or take over. It's not a place for you all, being from the surface. Those who chose to stay in the Underdark and in Menzo Baranzan, they are very loyal to Lolth, and they are not happy with you all. They would not be happy if you all were there. You would need a very, let's say, to be there, you would have to be some sort of value to the city, have a sponsorship from a respected Drow organization, disguise yourselves, otherwise, and you're going to be treated with hostility. I'm not going to say they're going to just shoot on sight, but if some might, but if they don't, you're not going to get helped.
Is this above or is this in?
This is Underdark.
No. Like, are you telling?
This is
us-
above table.
Okay.
Yeah. This is just common knowledge that you all would know about the Underdark.
Would they let a slave or a captor through? Like, would they?
That is another. Yeah.
Yeah,
They would.
a lot of
No.
them.
Then we will have her a slave.
The
If I-
city is crawling with
Yeah.
the slave trade.
That's yeah.
Like, you're my new master.
No, but wouldn't it? Well,
Makes sense
I mean,
for
you can be strapped to my chest. I don't know if that makes.
Yeah.
Otherwise, because I don't want to be anyone's master. I just don't know what blends in.
we can use your thing if
But if I had,
they give
the sky itself potentially.
There's
you have
no
this
hope
idea?
for me.
Would
Still be too.
I've spent time in
is it drows can not
Where-
Not that.
Mhm.
openly
Does the
bring
sky
it
I think I'm
start
around the
being
normal
operates
race or
within-
just-
Mhm.
would
Well, I think we have a.
Do you have a
have
disguise
any
self? Yourself?
particular knowledge that would help me. Like,
Do you have
maybe
disguise self?
pass
Because
as
you
a
need to
member?
cast it to yourself.
Oh, I wouldn't want to try without confidence.
I'm gonna leave that up to a history check.
Okay. And for the other thing, would that be insight, arcana?
I'm gonna say insight. Oh wait, before you do that, you may want to consult
With
Zen.
about the thing I texted.
The thing, no, the other thing. You're about Luskin.
Then let's do the.
To do that thing first, yeah. The insight check first. These are secrets. You want?
Inspiration for once.
You okay with that?
Yeah.
Finally use my inspiration that I've had for like 5 seconds.
I know I've had
I
mine
mean, it says it's
sitting there
for
too.
back and muscle,
Yay,
but
I'll take it.
also have the other thing that you saw on my computer in there too. Yeah.
23.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
You feel it.
Am I like, photosynthesizing?
A little more confusion.
Confusion.
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay.
But good.
All right. Is it because it's like while closer to it, it's still extremely far away?
Yes.
because of
It's that. It's also kind of like you feel a questioning of what you doing. Kind of like
Sigil has an oppressive feel.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and but
Alright.
also kind of like what you doing all the way up here,
Yeah.
kind of deal.
Do I have a way to pay the
Not from here.
don't get me trouble tax?
Not from here.
Okay.
It's not going to be bad.
Okay.
Yeah. What you doing?
Can we,
I was asking a question.
Okay.
then do you know where we're going?
How familiar am I?
Just what I told you. Did I tell you that you know of it, but you don't know where it is? This is the first you've heard of a location, but you know it's very like we don't the first full rule of Fight Club is you don't talk about Fight Club.
Would I have any information?
No, not on this.
No, with information broker, or at least from.
Not on this.
No.
This is a Drow Society thing. They will not share with anyone else.
Well, Zen, do you have any ideas of how to get the rest of us down? Besides, or especially those that can't turn into a drow, or at least look like one.
Play. It's your best bet.
Okay.
Zim, are you familiar with the fine gentleman up in Skin called Reagan?
History.
Bless you.
19.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're self-reported. I've heard many stories about them, but they themselves are open drow in the city, and they are known to be merchants who travel to and from the Underdark. They're away.
It's true.
Find a
With
way
the
to-
19 history check, you know there's a writ that has to be shown to prove they're with that organization.
I communicate that. The writ proving that we
Because this would fall under you provide some sort of value to the city.
if we can
I aim for that.
maybe convince them hire us on his guards, writ, ability, then we'd be rather limited in our travels within the city.
They are also secretive, although friendly in the city of Luskin and fun to have a drink with. Definitely give me danger. Like, don't drink all the drink kind of vibes. Keep an eye on your back. So I be cautious against that without a good enough identity or excuse.
Feel like it'd be safer on our part to have our new matron take us down into the city.
Will you be posing as a matron mother?
Apparently. Although you're running everything, we're casting telepathic whispers, and you're walking me through everything.
I reach into my bag of holding and pull out a whip. Give it to you. You'll need
whip?
this.
Why do you have this?
Don't ask. Robin, don't tell me.
He was thinking about it.
Wait,
saying
hold on,
something.
hold on. Let's see how
Rob
ready he
just starts
gets.
drinking straight from the bottle.
It's too late, man.
Gotcha.
Oh, that got me so. I did not expect that to just literally walk back. Okay.
She has cast a spell that has given her an entire barrel of wine with just head under
There's a
spigot.
straw.
Yeah,
It's not create food and water, it's create chaos.
great cask of wine.
Well-
Actually, Lady Celestial goes, so we want to pose as a matron.
Minor house.
I would say
Very
common.
Nobody's,
Yeah, a common house.
Something nobody's familiar with.
Walks over to the same shelf that the chime was retrieved from and hands you a small stone. And it's smooth and it is almost glass. And she says, now this won't work forever, but think of what you want to look like. And you'll have 24 hours.
So much better than my level 1 disguise self spell.
You're dealing with the Wizards 3 here.
I really like it. Much appreciated. Thank you.
Once it's gone, it's gone.
I have 24 hours to finish.
Yes.
Things that'll wash up.
Or at least 24 hours to find Webb's edge to sneak around in there.
Give a way for us to get out.
The rod.
Oh, the rod will take us? Okay.
Will point you to another point where another portal leading back here will be waiting. Will open for you, and we will be waiting for you.
So you'll be the one to decipher where the rod is telling us to go.
Yes. Or it will just say, it will let us know. Say that.
Morning before we go, could I get your autograph in my ritual book?
And he kind of goes, sure.
Cool. The guys at the host tower are not going to believe this.
And he produces a feather with a flick of the wrist, or quill, I should say, and says, book?
Yeah.
Big M, scribble. Then the quill disappears, and he's like, well, that was odd, but, okay. Well, I dare ask, are you ready?
You know what
We
she
can
has?
have a bit of fun. Share some of what I know.
Absolutely. Not too much.
Well, before
Time
we
is of
go,
the essence.
this disguise.
Give a quick rundown of
Yes, please.
the expectations of her role.
Mother dear.
What house am I a part
Stern
of?
on the borderline of mean.
Oh.
Sounds like my
You are
tutors.
in charge, and if they don't do what you say to do, you will use that whip.
Yes, ma'am.
I've heard that the matron mothers palanquins of magic. I could conjure us one for you to ride on while the rest of us walk.
You know what? That just might be the best thing ever, so.
What is everyone else's role?
Member of the
Slaves.
house.
I mean, are
You're
all
a
of us
slave.
going in as slaves?
No.
Or
I think with
Except
my
for-
complexion, I might be a little bit hard to hide.
I have
With
this guy's
basic
self,
makeup.
and I can just be a
Just
drow,
purple.
and at normal height.
hair's
like, I don't
there.
need to have worry.
You want to
He-
disguise yourself as a
I'm
drow?
I'm gonna do a disguise itself as a drow. I don't know
Well,
about.
if you go with the
drow.
plan that they have, you won't have need of disguise. You're hired help,
I'm hired help. Okay.
making a delivery of some sort
Oh.
or information or something. Is that what you all were talking about? Doing something of that
That
tone?
works.
Do you have any costumes that might help us?
Looks
And Lady
like-
Alestral just looks at you and smiles.
Got this
I
guy.
have fine robes, but I don't think.
So weird.
What is Hold on,
Okay.
what is Rin currently wearing? Because we might need those fine robes.
Well, you can
I'm wearing
disguise
nicer
self
clothes
would
than you, pretty
cover
much.
the clothing as well.
She is rich,
Oh.
right?
They would look exactly like how they want to look.
I wasn't sure if it was
But she likes blue
full on
jeans.
disguise self or just
It's full on disguise. Basically, she has a stone of disguise self that will work for 24 hours. I will tell you, if you take any damage that might, or somebody tries to restrain you, shake your hand, touch you, if you are appearing taller or
Oh, yeah.
broader,
Yep.
they will
Yep.
know, because
They're here
like if you try to
for-
appear as a 6 foot or 6.5 foot half orc, they're going to be like, hey, and your head's going to be down here, or they'll go to hit you in the chest and smack you in the forehead.
don't shake hands.
They wouldn't anyway.
You're
Okay.
in charge. I am your sword.
I'm your house mage.
I am your servant.
I guess assistance. I don't know what else you need.
I hired help for transporting
Muscle.
stuff.
He's the I'm 11. Oh no, I probably have more strength.
So
Yeah,
why we need a reason for being there? So what reason are we?
The entire time, you've noticed that Tasha
Their reason.
and Mordenkainen both have been kind of eyeing Theo. Like, this is an interesting being.
Oh, I forgot about Theo. Yeah,
Yeah,
Theo is with us drinking. I didn't know that he was with us. I thought I had to cast him.
that's the thing about Theo, though. He doesn't have a need for food ordering.
Oh, I thought Simulacrum needs to.
He's not that, though.
Depends on
Oh
whether or
yeah, yeah,
not
yeah.
Someone
Okay.
of actual standing.
And if we don't make proper allowances for that person. Oh, sorry.
I was gonna say you gotta bring a
Yeah.
room a lot closer.
Do we have a
I'm used to being loud.
house that you recommend, or just say non-answer? Asked.
Houses at this point would be beyond your knowledge,
Okay.
other than the ones you've heard in the past.
And none of those,
Some of those are still around.
well, I mean, how reasonable would it be to say?
One that you know would be very non-reasonable, and the other one would know right away that you're lying.
Lady
No
Illustrator,
answer it is.
Yes.
since you are previously oral as well, would
Yes.
you happen to have any information or primer, or at least the most up-to-date on the houses of Menza Baranzon?
Pardon me. And she walks away, and she opens up a door into what you see as a library. Double doors opens up, and you can see a gleaming floor to ceiling. It's gleaming floor to ceiling bookshelves, and they floor to ceiling bookshelves that are gleaming, filled with leather bound tomes and books and scrolls, and it wraps around what looks like. If you're going from where you're looking, the west end, the west wing, is how big this library is. It's the entire west wing of this sanctum.
Little.
Yeah. And there are marble pillars that hold up vaulted ceilings to the that stretch out. And there are spiral staircases that lead up to balconies to gather other books. And there are those ladders on, that you can, with a caster, this, such as her, she could probably just mage hand it down if she wanted, whatever she wanted. But for others, there are ladders, and it's a gorgeous library. And she disappears into it for a moment. Roll a d4.
D4?
A d4. Since you asked that question. 4.
Does that say 4? See that? My eyes
It's a 4.
Dang, from
Yeah.
over there.
I need glasses.
Oh, it's yellow, I think.
She does find the right book and brings it to you. And she goes, apparently I have an updated record of the books, or the houses of Menzo Baranzan. They've not changed since, well, right around 1489, which you all would know would be about 10 to 15, well, about 15 years after you all. Or, I mean, from today, in the past. Man, words are failing me tonight. Get ready to write this stuff down.
Then he goes silent.
So, it tells you that there are different factions that have different glyphs that represent their faction. This is something you would know as well. The glyphs come from ancient days when Dark Elf clans, when Drow clans, lived in a sunlit world. And they used runes to mark clan territorial boundaries, brand possessions, and as way markers for travelers. So they were a lot more friendly than they are now. Now the noble houses, whether they be greater noble or lesser noble, use glyphs unique to each family as the insignia each drow carries, and it also marks their home. Defensive glyphs are common among noble houses as well, that protect belongings and guard their homes. You would know, Zen, that a word of passage is needed to get past those. The houses, however, are ranked as such. I'm going to give you the first 8 houses that represent the governing body of Menzoberranzan. Banre, I think is how you say it. That is Baenre. That is the top house and has been for
since the initiation of the
180
City
years.
of Spiders.
Well, as far as it goes back, is almost 200 years. That's been the number one house. The most loyal to Lolth, the most powerfly, the richest, military-wise, everything. They are it. There's Barrison del Armgo, which is Barrison, and then Del apostrophe Armgo.
One more time slower.
Barrison is the first word. Second word is Del apostrophe Armgo. The next one is Zorlarin, XOR Larrrin. Larrin. Fain, Faen. Mizrim, Mizzrym. Fey Branch, Fey dash Branche. Vandre, Vandree. And Duskryn, Duskryn. Those are the first 8 houses. One does pop up that you are familiar with, and most people are familiar with, but you kind of fangirl. Dilurden is a house, but it is lower down. It is no longer a governing body. Drit's house.
Technically, yes. They reinstated his house as a way to bring him home, but it didn't work.
Through the years, it has been taken over by Fey Branch, Duskryn, and Millarn, but has returned to Dilurden briefly. But is this is Lady Lestral giving you this information. They have unofficially changed their name once again. So.
Can I use house druids or would it? No, I was like,
Too well known.
don't know.
Too well known. Although at the same time, they have the most weird misfits now.
True.
They were once for a period of time hosting a matron mother that was not a drow.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it was not fun for.
Walrus is in the east. There any specification about a house that's on the western side of Minzelberry to decrease the odds of us running into them?
It wouldn't say on the map.
Somewhere that it's just like near the west wall.
I don't think it would say.
In the air, original secret hideout would be up near the slums.
How do you say it? Brigan?
Brigandier. I guess. Well, I remembered all the houses except for Duskren. That makes sense. I read those books a lot as a kid. And then
I'm
they
also
made
taking a little
audiobooks.
liberty with them as well.
Huh?
I'm also taking a little liberty.
Oh, that's fine. That's all good.
So, yeah, and that's for the person that's watching is going to go, oh, actually, no. I'm the DM. Push
Wait, I
my
need
glasses
now
up.
so I can
Actually,
the nose.
no, that wasn't towards you,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know. You're going to go with a lesser known house. I would go with a lower noble or not a common.
Right.
They would not, they would not let you do something important. Not really. So let me look at a few lesser noble houses here.
You're gonna pretend to be an old matron? Young matron.
Which one will give us more credibility?
It's not really. There's no way.
I would go with either Millithor, Millithor, or Freth, Freth. Those are minor house names.
Who's the other one?
Freth or Millithor, Millithor. Sorry, Millithor, Millithor, or Freth, Freth.
Go with breath.
You got them both written down now.
I know, but Billy Thor.
Breath it is.
Any information in the book about those houses?
No, that's why I'm
Just-
suggesting you go with those.
Just the name.
Just the name.
Other drow in the city don't even know about those houses.
They would, but they wouldn't pay you much attention.
That's
The one you would have to look out is House Ben Air.
You'll tell because it's like the biggest estate.
It
on-
is.
Yeah.
So will you show me? Can I see the glyph for that house?
I'm going to actually probably, if I can,
The one with the most soldiers.
it looks almost like an A. Goes up, dips down, and two wings come out and down. So.
Oh, okay. I got that.
Okay.
without making you draw it. That we memorized the 8 or top dozen or something.
Yeah, but I'm going to draw the one you need to look out for.
Yeah.
Mine or the top?
The
house
top,
one?
the
Oh,
top
okay.
house.
The
One
no
we need
house.
to avoid.
Because if anybody would know anything about all the houses, it would probably be them. Because they have been around for 200 years. and there's been no one taken. Nobody has dared take over that house or been successful.
What do y'all get to refer to me as?
Don't speak, and it only if we're told to speak. I
We're
mean,
like-
as a man, this is above
Christy.
character.
We're just looking down.
We respond, we don't init.
You're Fred.
Everybody take a look.
This is sigil. Or
That's-
our
Wearing that
glyph-
in his
glyph-
Thank you very much.
our glyph.
Come here for a second, Mikey.
Can I see your glyph?
out so hard.
I'll send it to you.
For Our Lady Fresh. It's so freshy.
Yeah. Well, here, look. This is what this is.
That's
The physical book I left at home by mistake, but I have this download and I'll just send it. I didn't say that.
First, number one.
It's Banery.
So, if anybody from Wizards hears this, Wizards of the Coast, you need to redo Menzo Baranzan, City of Intrigue, from 4E to update it to 5E.
Makes me sad I didn't make my Scion character from House of Logra.
Oh,
As well lean into it too. That name is so close to just being called benzodiazepine at the time.
Menzo Baranzan.
I think you're the only one that hears that.
Well,
I hear
pretty
Menzo
close.
diaphragm.
Huh?
I hear Menzo diaphragm.
And I'm hearing
Benzo
it sounds the sound, or it's like benzo is what I keep on hearing. And I know you're not saying it, but the
I
thing
know.
is like that is what I'm hearing.
Benzo.
All I hear is Dritz's
Benzo
inner
Baron-
monologue
Bat-
going
Bat-
on about the city of spiders.
Benzo Baron.
So,
Flashbacks. How it looks.
Zen.
Hmm.
Menzo Baranzan is a thriving, vibrant city. Dozens of drow houses are scrambling for status. Dozens, not a dozen, dozens of houses. Intrigues, secret wars, and wealth fuel restless, seething danger ever present in the city. There are visitors from different races throughout the North Dark, and they walk the streets of Menzo Baranzan, but it's mostly in forms of information trading, have that special note, or the most diabolical of all, they aren't choosing to be there. They have been enslaved. And it's through that they keep the city functioning. It's a big city. It's home to many. They are people that live, laugh, and die. However, if the closer they are to their faith in Lolth, the more arrogant and cruel they are. Because it's not them, it's the influence of that goddess that makes them that way. Yes.
How tall is actually in comparison to
Look at me. It's your character.
2 feet tall.
a lot shorter than
About 2.5 feet. Yeah, 2.5 is what we said last time.
about half that.
Mm-hmm.
About a gnome.
About the same size.
Me?
Gnomes are about 3 feet tall.
How'd you-
Could I find a way to hide my
I'll give you
wings?
$5 out of my pocket right now if you can say the actual term. Help me.
Yeah. Yeah, you got it right.
Yep.
Keep it.
Also
No,
known
here,
as.
I told you $5.
Also known as colloquially. Linden
$5. I'm a man of my word.
Oh yeah.
$5.
It's going into the park.
Oh, frick, I forgot. This is the easiest $5 you ever made. But yeah, that's the most information that you would have been given about the city, other than it's cutthroat.
My thought process is it would make sense for minor house to have slaves.
Mhm.
There are certain breed of exotic somebody else might want.
Correct.
So as you
If you roll in with a fairy
And it's
as a
backseat.
slave, or a tabaxi, or an elf that is not from this realm at all, then
they're gonna stand out.
eyebrows are going to be raised. But if you are hired muscle, less will be raised. And you would be like, where do you think you are?
Yeah. I'm just an albino drow.
You're like glowing.
I'm extra sensitive to the light.
We just roll you around in the dirt, you'll be fine.
Oh,
Albino drow.
my jacket's immaculate. Oh,
Then,
that's-
then disguising self helps too, right? So I'll just
Mordenkainen finally goes,
one less problem.
yeah. Mordenkainen finally goes, have we decided?
Yes.
And it's not like an angry, but it's like a, hey, this is, we got to go. Well,
We
You're
have
not the
no
one
way
to die.
hide my
Calm
wings.
down.
Can you
actually,
like
all of our lives are on the
strap them
line.
down
Yeah.
with
I
a
don't know.
sash?
Coat.
And not just from going to Menzo Baranzan. All the realms are on the line from Vecna. So
Wow.
I do have, it's not, this is not coming from a place of correction. This is coming from a place of urgency for everyone. Please do not mistake me for being cruel or mean. And he kind of like side-eyes Tasha playfully.
Can we say we're going to the Webb's Edge house and making an offering? But no,
Mm-mm.
they wouldn't. Okay.
You don't mention that.
Okay. Well, I'd like to cast telepathic whispers with 4 people, which 4 people would like to be.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I've only got 4. I can do it.
Oh, 4.
You know
I do know thieves can't.
that we
No
can get
thieves
away
can't.
with speaking. So one of you two we can get away with speaking with without speaking.
Yeah.
I know Undercommon as well.
If you are disguising Bexley as a deep gnome who is indentured to you, you wouldn't want her to speak very much or at all anyway.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Not, I mean, you can, but just
You don't initiate contact.
yeah. Just
Ask me
just while
yes
you're
or
in
no
Menzo Baranzan.
And I will Undercommon. I make sure these surface walkers have the proper accent.
Okay.
I didn't just have-
Can we just stuff her in the
We got a
bag?
disguise kit.
Yeah, like
He's got a disguise kit.
If
Lady
when
Alessio
we-
says, "Oh, stay together."
when we show up in the bazaar, where you know where within the realm we're gonna pop out? Are we gonna be in the middle of a street, alleyway,
Alleyway.
empty house?
We will try to make sure you are covered and not seen to the best of our ability. We're not going to put you in a random house because we don't know what is in there.
There is one more thing we need to watch out for. And I'm going to draw a certain glyph for everyone.
So go ahead and just draw it.
I don't remember what it looks like.
Oh, of the
Yeah.
one I gave you.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
I will draw that out and give it to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need to be very careful with that. They are about as zealous.
Personal experience with them?
They won't recognize me, but they'll recognize. If I'm seen.
can use a little
I forgot on the
disguise
road.
makeup, try to like
No,
make
I-
your cheekbones a little bit more pronounced.
False nose.
Yeah.
I have my own disguise kit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think I do.
They need to pass.
Yeah.
I don't know if I needed to actually understand whatever dark work.
Dark Common?
I don't know. As I was like, What am I
Duragar,
I'm getting there.
The races in the Underdark mostly speak under.
Oh, you mean the gnomes? They're nubbins.
It is not spelled the way.
What?
No, Smurf Nedley.
Alright, go for it.
I have some
Try spelling
guesses,
it.
by the way.
You know I'm gonna start with Smurf.
Yeah, and I'll tell you right now, you're wrong.
I know, that's why I stopped with the S.
N-E.
or you can just say deep gnome.
I know, but this is more.
When you're in the Underdark, though, you just call them gnomes.
It's very,
Yeah.
You don't have to call them deep gnomes.
sounded like Smyrna.
Then they'll know you're like, where are you from?
There are horizontally adjacent gnomes.
So it would be widely known that Duragar and Svirfneblin both speak Undercommon. They both speak Undercommon. Duragar speak Common, Dwarvish, and Undercommon. Svirfneblin speak Gnomish, Undercommon, and Terran, I think.
We got
I can remember that crap,
No.
but I can't remember some damage of some spells and
Drow?
stuff.
No.
hired muscle.
And I speak Undercommon.
Indentured
scan.
servants. Hey, you're
Okay.
Personal retinue.
It sounds that you all have a plan, and we wish you luck. Gods be with you. And they actually, he turns, Lady Lustral turns, and leads you into a workspace off to your left. And in this workspace, you see a desk covered in paperwork and books, and it sits sitting in the middle of this work area. There are nearby curio cabinets that are filled with more magical trinkets. Everything from necklaces and brooches to sparkling stones and shoes. And there is, in the middle of this, is a dais raised a little bit off the floor that you could step onto that will be your portal. Don't do it. You gonna try?
Really want to.
I'll just elbow you. Just be like,
I really want to.
She gets an elbow from the other side.
She gets pounced by Mordenkainen's faithful hound.
You step. Are you stepping onto the dais at this point, all of you?
Do the 24-hour stone transform.
Okay. You now have silver hair. You have a grayish, like a dark grayish, purplish tint to your skin. You're dressed in finer clothing than what you have on now, but it is more along the lines of like black leathers and darker colors, like for your pants and things like that. But it looks good, and you do have your house sigil on there.
I thought you came up with that design yourself with the whip.
Oh, no.
Oh, okay.
No.
Good to know where it came from.
Are you talking about the sigil?
Yeah. Oh, no, the whip.
Oh, the whip.
The whip and the dark clothes and everything. It was a theme, apparently.
We
It's
don't
no
know, need
mask.
to know all y'all secrets.
As you all step onto the dais, a flash of multiple colors, like a multicolored flash, surrounds you, and your reality blinks out. And within seconds, split second, milliseconds, you see that flash again, and you find yourself in a dark alleyway. You hear clamoring and talking, much like you would hear in a bazaar or in a shop. And you see multiple people with white, silver hair that look much like your friends in here, walking and talking, and there are a few arguing and fighting, all in Undercommon, and speaking to one another. And you hear some Elvish in there, and they are reprimanded for speaking, the language of, the surface language, some of them. And you find yourself in Menzo Baranzan, right outside the bazaar. You can see it within 60 feet of you, with shops and tents set up and people peddling wares and shopping. And you notice that no one is really alone. They are in pairs or trios or large groups. And you do see one person walking by themselves, and they are immediately grabbed and taken into an alley. And that's the last you see of that person from across. You are now in the Underdark, and you are in the midst of it. It's time to tread carefully and figure out where you want to go from here. And I will say that right now is where we're going to take a break, and we'll come back and figure out what y'all want to do. Sound good?
Yep.
All right, we'll be right back.
on their pretzels.
Okay, we're back.
You will
Um,
die. Sorry.
My camera.
That was
There
my
we
mic.
go. Nope. There we go. Well, things have escalated. You're now in the Underdark. Looking out from where you are, you have noticed that no one has taken a real. No one has noticed you or taken an interest in you as you appear through this portal. You do see the goings on of everyday city life in Menzo Berenzan. From this alleyway that you see, the streets are dimly and weirdly lit, very weirdly lit by vivid phosphorescent hues of different kinds of fungi. You see magical fields, and then there is an extravagant use of permanent fairy fire spells. The flames of these spells, these eldritch flames, line mostly like buildings in the city, and constantly creating like flickering, montage of soft blue, green, purple, and orange hues. The effect is otherworldly, but actually kind of beautiful. You see a lot of vegetation, and is neatly pruned and shaped to grow in pillars, arches, and shaped clusters throughout different places. The street beneath you, solid rock, worn smooth through centuries of use. Rocks are very scarce. The reason for that is to deprive slaves of any kind of ready weapons. So, the one thing that you will know that present in the city of spiders, Menzo Berenzan, arachnids are ever present. You see small ones scurrying underfoot. Larger ones spin webs between buildings. In the corner, in different corners of booths and probably inside rooms. Zen, you would know to mistreat an arachnid except in accepted ways is very frowned upon, and that many drow believe that Loth spies on them through the eyes of the spiders, so kind of keeping watch over what's going on. Straight ahead of you, out of this alleyway, you see the bazaar. Goodness gracious! Oh my! Oh, there they go. Okay, I need to clean this up a little bit. The computer memory, not the new memory, but the stuff is being used. I've found a bunch of videos I need to get rid of wrestling pay-per-views a friend of mine just put on there for no reason. But lots of people are moving through the streets, as I said, mostly in groups. You see nobles moving through the street, through the traffic, the way large ships displace smaller ones in the harbor. You see male nobles riding lizards, while females use lizards with couches or carried on the shoulders of other creatures. They do have a grander status here. House matrons usually use silently drifting discs, flanked by heavy escorts of house troops, and you do see several of those making their way through the streets. And usually, if you see a female drow on foot, it's usually a high priestess who is underneath the house matron. But yeah, this is kind of what you first see when you arrive in the Underdark. Y'all got to figure out where you're going to go. I do have to mention we do have one player that stepped out. You better hurry up and get better. I hope your head feels better there, David, who is Curious Robin in game. Who's driving Robin? Yeah.
Ooh, get to flirt with my boo.
Hey,
What
That's
entry are you doing?
my job. No, I'm kidding.
Oh.
Where's that $5? I want to get back to see that happen.
So we're gonna do. I'll do
No,
second
my bad.
whispers
I
with
earned
these
it.
4 then, and I need to roll.
What happened? What'd you just roll?
For second whispers, you have
okay.
to roll a number of hours.
Yeah. How many hours did you get?
8.
Oh, nice. Okay. Very good.
Hopefully we can get this done in that time.
I can recast it. Good.
I think the longer we're here, the more likely something goes wrong.
All right. Y'all talk amongst yourselves, figure out what you're going to do from here. You know, it's kind of a haul from here to where you think you need to be.
The disguise self on look more dry. And
You
you know,
should
roll
be-
you in the dirt and throw on a big coat so you look like a deep gnome. Same thing.
You guys get
Tried to
on
hold that in, thank
Theo
you.
Too, 'cause needed to look like kind
Bless you.
What
Goodness,
does
thank you.
He look like now, race wise?
he looks more like an elf.
Should be
Like,
fine, right? 'Cause, I mean,
like,
he's clearly not
Well, he's like
living.
yeah, he isn't.
Would that get him?
I have this
Theo,
guy's
just be
kid.
Go for it. What?
Theo? Would he just be a
He's just a
an
tool.
attachment
Yeah.
to somebody?
I mean, the only thing you'd have to worry about him would be if he talked, but he doesn't. So,
He said something to you one time.
being that we just kind of really sussed out what, you know, he is categorized as, he's going to listen to everything you say. You might want to hand over the reins. Yeah,
Yes.
for now. And
So,
say,
Theo,
listen to,
listen
yes.
to our matriarch.
I guess
For
I'm
now.
a priest
At
if
the
I'm
moment.
walking.
Oh, do you not be walking?
Well, you're not a priestess, you're a matron.
Then I will summon Disc. Let's see.
Ooh.
Yeah, you don't really want to spend too much time in this alleyway. Just hanging
No.
out. So
No,
I'm
just-
gonna,
yeah.
I'll just use a spell slot for it. My robes, or I guess my long jacket with the dark blue, instead of the white, things like that. Has kind of like a glassy sheen to it. I'll take my part of my elven cloak, cap it up head, and just play the role of House Wizard.
Nice turban.
Sure. I can also mess up my face, so if anyone asks, it's acid. Just plain without chemical supplies. And
I promise he's gotten better.
Speaking of chemical supplies, you get 2 vials of drow poison and 1 potion of poison.
I still have a weapon.
Huh?
Yeah.
Everybody has their weapons.
I figured if I'm
Oh, if you're posing as a slave, then you probably should not have weapons.
What?
As a DM, I probably should not have told you that and let you deal with the repercussion.
the rapier looks like
Would that rapier be reasonably hidden under the big coat?
Say that again for me.
Her rapier be reasonably hidden under her big coat? That hides her wings?
It's up to you guys.
I'll take it, just attach it to my belt. It can't be that big, right? It'll be. I'm like, oh, it's so
It's
cute.
not a toothpick. I mean,
It's a
you're taller
toothpick.
than that.
So,
It's a needle.
Ren, is it like a short sword or a dagger? Or...
It's going to be a very thin dagger.
Okay.
Very thin, very long dagger,
So
basically. Yeah.
I'm assuming it's close enough.
Yeah, ideally.
Ren
Yeah.
is 5 foot
3.
something like
Yeah.
that, and you're
Keeping it on
2 to 2.5 feet. A regular
at
sword is
waist-
about, a blade is what, 2 feet long? No, it would be probably closer to 3 feet. So with that, it would be about, you would have a rapier that, like, legitimately to us about maybe about this big.
Rapier's more about the design, not the
So it's a thin blade,
stock.
and it's a pokey weapon, not a slashy weapon. So you basically have a very thin, longer dagger. You can
Keep within easy reach of you.
so
Oh, I would.
If we need it, you can get to it.
Yes. I do
they'll
not
just
need
throw
this.
it to you. Ah!
And
For DM knowledge, who is, other than Ren, who is using disguise self?
I'm using this guy's self for me.
For you, and
But I
you're
have-
just disguised, or
Disguise
do you
kit.
have
I
a
have
disguise kit?
disguise kit that can.
You're wrapped up.
yeah,
You're going out. Okay.
Somebody, I don't know.
I have a disguise kit.
John Cena.
I don't know if it's this guy's kid or someone is casting guys on.
And we're gonna have her like bald cap. This word. No?
Keep my hair.
Get earlier. Having her bald.
Nope. My hair, my scars.
Okay.
All right.
All right. From here, where do y'all want to go?
I want to figure out where east is.
well, we have the map, don't we?
You have a map. They gave you the map.
Yeah, but we're staying
the
in the
map is
alley.
there.
I'm looking for that big spire thing.
Yeah.
It says Narbondale.
No.
Where is that
it?
Narbondale?
Y'all gonna find it in an alleyway.
That's true.
Yeah, 'cause can we go out and then do a
Mhm.
perception check to see like
Absolutely.
We'll just look up.
or look up? Well, also, I meant to see more like what was right in front of us before like we just
Sure,
like, pop out.
yeah.
So, 22.
Cool. Ahead of you, of course, is the bazaar, and there are other buildings, and they're all covered in spider. Not covered, but dimly lit for the most part. Not a, if it's light, it's fairy fire or torches, things like that. Nothing really bright. You do see patrols walking along the streets of armed, consisting of 8 to 12, depending on where you're going, armed warriors. Usually led by someone, I should say, that looks to be of higher rank. Make a history check for me, Zen. Being this is where part of your family is from.
23.
You would know this is the academy. The Academy of Menzo Baranzan is where they train their warriors, and they do constant street patrols in the bazaar and along the main thoroughfares of the city. They enforce the way of Loth, and they contain the constant street violence from exploding into full riots.
He passes that information. Back to
They're also led by an academy instructor. That's who the higher ranking one is. And they're commanded by a priestess from the Iraq Tinalith. There we go. Iraq Tinalith. And in a couple other patrols, you'll see a wizard among them. What seems to be a wizard. Robes, staff, no, other than a dagger, nothing else. There's a heavier source of patrol in the bazaar because that's typically, where most things happen. The bazaar itself, as you look at it, is kind of on a raised, a step up of stone that's what looks to be like 300 to 400 feet this way, 300 to 400 feet all the way around. So it's a huge bazaar. It is, and you see everything being sold there. And with a 20,
No.
you rolled a 20 what? 22?
22.
22.
No body
Um,
parts.
I just heard everything.
As I said, they move about in groups, and everybody's armed in some way. Everybody. Even the kids carry daggers.
Fact.
Body part?
And nobody with any sense walked away.
Because you just saw what happens when you walk alone. Among them, you all see bands of bugbears, orcs, gnolls, all as hirelings, marching with families through the thoroughfare. When I say bands, you see a few of them here with this and that. How they hired gnolls, you don't know what they promised them, but they got some, this is not going to be, this is a scary place, because gnolls, in your all's travels, gnolls are evil. They're
greedy, right?
Well, they're not even greedy. They're just,
They're murderous.
They're murderous. They kill to eat.
They kill.
And they kill for fun.
Oh, for fun.
And to eat. No matter what it is.
But they happen to be working there somehow.
By the promise of something.
Yeah.
Something horrible. Yeah, that's what you see ahead of you in the bazaar and on the street.
I'd like to time it so maybe we slip out in between people so it's less. Feel like you get less eyes on it, possible eyes.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's very good.
fewer eyes, control eyes. So
Do what? What'd you all say?
fewer. I said fewer eyes and.
Mm-hmm. But
What's
there
that?
are eyes on your
Oh
brain.
yeah. That's what he was saying. I was like, but fewer eyes.
Fewer eyes. They're mostly I and Theo, and you, and the few eyes go on you as well because of the cover up. Because you're wrapped all the way up, right? Yeah. Less eyes on you three.
I was gonna say, before we fully step out, with the disguise kit, for those of us that wearing illusion or can we make little clips to say what happened with her?
Sure, looks like some.
Yeah.
I can create one with prestidigitation.
But that doesn't last very long.
It doesn't last long, but if someone asks,
Well, I'm an artificer. I could just make something up.
And the only authority that they would need to know that you would know this would be your word.
Mm-hmm.
Putting a lot of pressure on you, Ren.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Now what?
Question. Oh, right. Put them there, but we'll order one us to do that. Not your
Well,
servant.
Theo would just follow whatever you tell him. Theo probably is the most imposing.
Do we see the tower so we know to go east?
Make one more perception check now that you're checking a different place.
I will help.
Go for it.
20.
A 29. What'd you get?
20.
20 and a 29.
Did we both
Dirty
crit?
20.
Oh,
No,
okay.
dirty 20.
Oh. So on your map, which tower did you say you're looking for?
Narbondale.
Narbondale. This way.
So we're gonna walk the opposite way.
That way.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So you can cut through the bazaar,
Mm-hmm.
and then you know that just about any street you can cut down through and head that way. Okay.
Great.
All right. You make your way out. Out. That was really loud because I sat down wrong. Because I'm old.
And we're just taking the pace that everybody else is.
Mhm.
Nice sedate walk. Draw
Oh,
no attention.
you just
Glide.
sit on
Glide
the desk.
along.
Glide forward.
Cool. Okay.
sit poised.
Hi, Chief.
It'll just move.
Oh, keep up with the 7-foot.
How
Not
about
Robin.
7 foot?
So you get your bearings by finding the tower.
Mhm.
So you head the opposite direction.
Yes.
All right. That's actually a really smart idea. I don't know who came up with that one. I figured, yeah.
I've always wanted to see Narvin now.
And there it is.
So we have.
The west wall and Narvindellen are that way. You're heading the opposite direction. I think walking through this bazaar, the most jarring thing that you might see. You see Durgar, you see a few deep gnomes. Say it for me, Terrace. There you go. But the most jarring thing you see in the distance, surrounded, not in a harmful way, but being escorted, is an illithid. Being escorted through the Underdark, almost as if they're being shown around. I don't think you all have ever encountered one,
No, I was gonna say, would any of us?
but you know what they are.
I've probably seen him in Sigil.
Yep.
They're common.
So you would probably want to point that out to them.
I mean, here's the thing. As long as you don't think about an illithid, they don't know that you're thinking about the illithid. Just don't pay a mind to it. Keep walking. Like, if I tell them about it, it's just drawing
It's
more
true.
attention to ourselves.
You could just start talking about other stuff then.
Especially
telepathically.
the fact that we're having a telepathic conversation
Yeah.
is like screaming to him.
Oh,
It's far enough away right now that there are a lot of minds in between you and him that are thinking about him.
Oh, okay.
you could just tell us. Go.
Yeah, let's circumnavigate that squid boy.
You take the lift block.
Okay. Away from. Okay. As you march through, like I said, as you march through the bazaar, you see weapons, you see art, you see jewelry, you see clothing and food and everything else on sale. Amongst other, I would say there are a few that look like they're selling more illicit wares, which is normal in any big city square, any city bazaar.
Body
but
parts?
less hidden here. Do what?
Body parts?
No. No. But the bazaar is heavily patrolled at this point, but easy enough to kind of dodge. But I do want you all to make, all of you, for me, trying to decide between two different checks. Get everybody rolling some dice.
I have the ring of mine. I don't know why I'm worried about the
I was like, yeah, I thought you had that.
Most of us are just screwed.
Your choice of performance or persuasion to look like you belong here. Because you don't, but you're trying to put on the air that you do, and you are more of, I'm here because they're making me be here.
Yeah, Mike, do I have to roll?
Yes. Yours is a different kind, though.
Oh,
So
Still
everybody-
persuasion.
do I
or
roll for
performance?
Theo too?
No, Theo's just like,
No.
he just does what
I don't think the performance is gonna change.
he does. He does what you tell him to do, which is now
Oh,
do what she tells you to do.
well, I have a 23, regardless.
Okay.
Which one.
And what'd you get?
Oh, I haven't done it yet.
Actually, there's a nat 22, by the way.
23? Okay. Nat 20 into 23?
Now, is this in general for all the people?
For all the people looking at you.
19.
19? What'd you get, Ren?
I got 17. Why did he do so much better? 19 for
Oh,
Robin.
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 Okay.
It's Robin.
22.
Oh,
22?
maybe you just have to say you're
17.
Robin.
17.
You're rolling for you.
Performance. I'll just let you choose. Yeah, as long as you beat the DC, then you're good. But yeah, the performance is good because you're like just like puffing out
I'm
the.
silent, so I'm not persuading. Unless I'm
True.
using my body language to persuade.
What about you? What'd you
This
get?
is like hike up my...
19.
19.
I mean,
Okay.
it would have been the same for either.
Yeah, I'm +3 for both.
You do find you do feel eyes on you, and you see people looking at you and whispering a little bit, but mostly because of Theo and Bexley, a little bit more because of you. But your appearance is more what they're used to of people that are amongst others
Weird.
looking like, because you're like, okay, just don't look at me, but I'm here with them. Yes.
You look like a deep gnome currently.
I thought you said you were not a deep gnome, right?
No, I am a deep gnome.
Oh yeah, but you're still with. Are you with them as a slave, or are you
Yes,
with them?
I'm an indentured servant. Yeah.
Then yeah,
But
that's
you
why.
said there's other deep gnomes around. Why
Yeah.
would they look at me weird?
Well, they didn't. I mean, people are just looking at you
I think
because.
our
Oh.
retinue
Just because
is
she
the weird
rolled-
part.
Yeah, I
Like,
think
we have a
then-
matron mother without her house guards,
Correct,
and that's
but you have a matron mother leading a motley band of people. There's only 2 other drow among them.
I've got like 2 drow. I've got
Drow.
Robin and
Oh, what is Robin
We didn't talk.
disguised as?
Did we
I think
discuss?
he's.
We didn't
or a
settle
servant.
on a
Hired.
disguise.
This guy's
Oh,
kid was
hired
a
muscle.
plan, but we didn't really talk about
that's-
it. How
uh,
he
because I don't think there's any way we could disguise him without a spell. So
Robin's going to be a hard sell as anything, being 7 foot tall.
a tall
And
tabaxi.
disguise self only adjusts your height so much.
Yeah.
And he doesn't have this guy's self, so
So
we have to
basically-
use this guy's kid.
If they use disguise self, you would see a drow in here and Robin's head poking above, basically. Just be like, what? It's a growth.
That's why I wanted to do a drag. Drag him.
In addition to these, what?
I said drag.
In addition to academy patrols, you also see. That was a lot of noise I just made on that mic. Y'all do see also different, what looks to be guards roaming the street in pairs and duos and quads and trios, wearing different house sigils.
oh,
Do we recognize any of the sigils?
Could we say that Robin looks like a weird Rakshasa?
Sure. I mean, I don't know how
I mean, that would actually be pretty intimidating to have a
it
Rakshasa.
would. How would you?
We just don't have to say anything. He's a cat man.
Yeah, tall,
Yeah.
a little lanky, but still strong.
Give him a pipe to smoke.
Give him a pipe to smoke, but I don't know if Robin would actually do that.
Well, then it would draw attention to his hands. Wouldn't be facing the right way for us.
But yeah, this all comes down to the fear of the law. Then once again, you would know that law enforcement is feared in Menzo Baranzan. The priestesses leading guard patrol have the legal authority to whip, torture, and execute for the slightest provocation, and they'd use it. Passing through the bazaar, you do find a few people being beaten or restrained and hauled away. And so basically, just keep your head down and mind your P's and Q's, and you should get through. And you asked if you recognize any of the house sigils.
Yeah.
You only know a few. You have only been shown a few.
We don't know. The 8 that we mentioned earlier, that's
You don't
the
know
only
their sigils. You just
don't
know, you know of 3.
3 of those.
You know the one that is currently being worn.
Yeah.
You know that the one you have been warned about from the Wizards 3. And then the one that you were warned about by Zen.
Any matriarch looking people?
Any what?
Matriarch looking people?
All over the place.
Oh, they're all over.
Not matriarch, but you see nobles of all different sorts. A few matriarchs, being guarded and surrounded.
Robin.
They're usually the ones that are floating by.
Oh, Robin, just calm down, Robin.
Robin seems to be cool and collected. They,
He passed the performance check. or-
yeah, I was
did,
like-
yeah. So
I would think Robin would probably look at you and go, "Stop it." I'm good. I can't do a Robin. Yeah. If you want to look and see the different sigils, you can do a perception check as well if you'd like.
Yep.
Go for it.
Want to keep an eye out just in case, like maybe
Sure.
maybe some people we want to avoid.
Mm-hmm.
I want to do the thing, but I'm more concerned about the one
Go for it.
than the others. Oh, now I finally failed.
Oh,
You-
dirty 20.
The thought of being here is so nerve-wracking. You cannot focus on.
Didn't plan on coming here yet.
Yeah,
No.
this was not in your
I'm
line of sight, your timeline. This is something that you weren't prepared for mentally.
Good perception.
Yeah, dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
You do see a couple that you recognize, and it's the ones that there's a group, two groups of one off to your right and one that has already passed off to your left of the house that you are warned about by the Wizards 3. And a little bit in the distance off to your left, I would say probably 30 feet, you do see the one that Zen warned you about.
So I just warn everybody. I mean the telepathic, right?
The mental
Yeah.
link, yeah, the
so 30
telepathic
feet
link.
in front of us is that group.
Yep. Looks like
the
they're heading
left,
towards the bazaar.
Like, yeah.
Toward you all.
Are we able to
Swerve away.
pivot?
Sure.
Like pivot and turn around, or pivot it into down another street.
If there's some,
Down another street, like to the left or something? Right?
because to the right, there's also another group on the right.
Oh
right?
yeah, they're
Immediate
they're
right.
not paying attention
Yeah.
to you at this
Okay.
moment.
So
Yeah.
we can go towards
This one on the left has already passed, and they're just patrolling the bazaar. The
left,
one on
but
the
there's
right is actively walking by you, patrolling the bazaar. This one seems to be coming just towards the bazaar.
Oh, okay. We
They
just
don't look to
want-
be patrolling or anything.
We can go slightly to the right then. Not
You know,
necessarily.
adjust a little bit to get out of their way.
That way we don't bump into them.
Okay.
And would very much recommend going down a different street.
Okay, that's what
Oh
we
yeah.
needed. Okay,
We're
we're gonna
following
turn.
what you recommend.
Okay. So, looking at our map, and I apologize to those of you who are watching that we don't have one put up. Y'all kind of point out the direction that you are taking.
Here, Mikey.
Yeah, make sure.
We're
So-
going to get left at Stench Streets and
You're
make
coming
our
in
way
here.
past the Sword Road.
And then you're going straight through. Down this way, that patrol has already passed. This one is actively passing. Actually, they would probably have cut down through here. And this one is cutting through here to take two different routes. The one that you were warned about is coming from here through the bazaar and through the bazaar. That makes sense. You cut this way, yeah, and it would not throw you off course very much at
Yeah.
all.
That's what I was thinking.
Do you want to cut through here
Yeah.
and then go straight out? Okay.
Yeah.
You're not wanting to search Claw Rift itself. You want to search on the outside.
Yeah. I was just trying to figure out like how.
So if you cut
once we
through
get
here,
there, what are
it's not going to throw you off.
streets to get
You're just going
out?
to have to run around
Okay,
back
that's what I-
and then
okay.
cut through and then go.
Okay,
yeah.
that's what I thought. Okay.
There's going to be a lot of empty between you and there. There's not going to be a lot of inhabited, streets, but they'll still be lightly patrolled, more than likely. Okay. As you're continuing on, adjusting slightly, you do hear in the distance, coming from the direction, a slight in Undercommon, those of you who speak it. You slow down. And he's yelling towards your group, but you hear it off in the distance.
Male or female voice?
Male.
Don't need to.
They're ranked higher.
Tell me it's telepathically.
Yeah.
Okay, I was like, I'm gonna stop. And turn around and give him a disdainful look.
Give him your
It
best.
takes them a
stink eye.
second to catch up to where you are.
I'd
And-
say a couple steps behind.
Okay.
Good.
And they stop and they kind of look at you and say, they notice you finally,
Mhm.
and they say, apologies for stopping your group, but it seems you are lacking some guard. Is there any reason for that?
The business of my house.
Make an intimidation check.
Flash of genius. Yeah.
How
I can do flash of genius for a
would
roll.
you do that though, without giving yourself away?
Oh, I know. I never know how it looks like when I do it.
You gotta think about that.
I thought I was like helping her.
Like a boop the snoot kind of thing.
Yeah, I thought I could just like make her have it for her role. I can't be that creative right now with my brain.
You're fine.
If you have an item,
Okay.
that would give me advantage on it.
Okay. What is it?
The Broodmother's Eye.
Oh, okay. Is that the what
Oh,
is
it's
it
like a
again?
charm.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you get advantage, you get advantage.
Will give me advantage, but after a minute, they're gonna realize,
That you weren't who you were. What you said wasn't completely
or
true.
just that they realize like something. You
Was
were
it-
charmed. They're just getting
Ah.
enamored of me.
So is it a charm? Because they are drow. And is there a saving throw with it? No, there's no saving throw. It would just give you advantage.
The making you seem both alluring and imposing. No action required. For the next minute, you had advantage on all charisma, persuasion, and intimidation.
Oh, that's not a charm spell at all. That's
Made
just
to interact. Yeah. So
Yeah.
after this minute elapses, the creature realizes that you use magic to influence its mood. How it reacts is at the DM's just. This is also gonna be your idea. So
You go a lot of distance.
What is it? Go for it. If you want to risk it.
Like
Well-
before she rolled, because we are telepathically, I give bardic inspiration over the telepathy.
Okay.
over the intercom.
Actually, I forgot you had telepathy, so if it's something said, you can say it through that. Basically,
I can do the flash of telepathic.
a flash of genius would be something like a sudden understanding or awareness
So it could
of
be
what's
mental-
happening, so you can give them a bit of
mental
an
read.
idea, so you can do it. Yeah.
We'll do that.
So
That's +5 in your roll.
you get flash of genius and bardic inspiration.
You really need to pass this one.
which is a D8.
Yeah, but you can hold it until after. you
Yep,
roll.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Flash of genius is before the roll.
Okay.
Yeah, before the roll. That's why I had to say.
Okay.
Oh no.
I am gonna use the brood mothers.
Okay.
Oh no.
It's a nat 20.
Oh, you're
Oh.
kidding. The way you reacted, I thought it was a natural,
first
like
one
two
was a
natural
3.
ones. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Jeez.
That was
Now
definitely
you're
needed.
25 then. Well, you're
There was
not-
no saving the 3 with
No, not even the.
And it was
Yeah.
intimidation.
intimidation, which is a +1. Very good at all the other ones, but not that one.
All right, a 25
26.
and
25.
6.
Yeah.
the gentleman, or the gentleman that's leading the group, stiffens up and says, "Of course, we understand, because no matter your house, you still
No,
you rank a little higher than them."
And him
I'm
specifically.
enjoying this one moment.
I am a woman.
I'm a woman.
Yeah, one
Get
of
out of
those.
here.
Dolly Parton.
Back
throw.
handstand.
What's your passive?
Perception.
Yeah.
Insight.
Passive perception. Perception.
16.
Okay. They each kind of give you a bit of a bow, not deep, no knees or anything like that, like they would do their house matron, you know. But they do give you the respect that is owed, being someone of your stature in a house. They do see the marking of your house, even though it's a little bit lower than their house. They understand. They understand their place. As you do, Zen, there is a particularly battle-worn older drow among them, and that kind of, off to the side a little bit, brow furrowed, and when he dips down, something hangs from his belt, and it's a tattered cloth, and it has a marking that you recognize of your house. Your mother's house.
But it's so.
They stand up.
Do you notice he's having his internal debate?
Are you hiding it?
He's trying to, because he knows that he knows the position he's supposed to be serving in this moment.
Can
Roll a what?
I want to say, like, how close is Zen to
They're-
Vex?
Well, you all are within like 5 feet. You're keeping a tight cluster.
But specifically, how close is he to Vex?
Within 5 feet. You can reach out and touch him.
Robin to make a sleight of hand check.
Well, because
The
she
mental network.
radiates a
That's true.
calming effect.
Well, how many feet is it?
It doesn't say. It's just like one of the abilities that the
Of a-
broken god
Oh,
gives.
we'll have to look at that and see if
Passive.
there's a certain. There has to be like a radius for that.
That's what I was asking. Like,
Yeah. But I would say even if it's 10 to 15 feet, 5 to 15 feet, he's within that. They, however, are not. They're about. They would probably feel that too, so that does give them a little bit more of an advantage on that, of settling down, because if they're close enough to talk to you, then they would be close enough to feel that as well. And they just say, "We'll be about our business. We will leave you be."
And turn
They begin
around
to-
and continue.
They begin to walk past you.
That's a shit.
Um,
hold on.
I need
Then do you calm
you
down, or
to
you
do
turn
a
me
wisdom saving throw, and because of her calming effect, it's going to be a little bit of a lower DC.
19.
You're
You realize
disappointed.
you're really disappointed in that, aren't you?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Would you like to rage?
You realize at this point, I think you would realize that there is a more important mission that you're on. The words of Lady Electral and Morton Kanan have rung true that Vecna is more of a threat and is more important than anything personal right now. As much as it pains you to realize that. And it's almost like biting the inside of your cheek just to not say anything. Because you don't know who this guy is or anything else. You just know that he's carrying it for some reason.
Able to remember his face.
I don't think you would remember.
No, I mean like to remember it for later.
Oh, sure, yeah. Make that would be more of an intelligence thing.
Just flat intelligence 7.
You could remember it well, you think. Being as enraged as you are right now, but in control, you can memorize features and certain the way he dresses, and the manner that he walks. Quiet but powerful. And you make your way out. Being the what it is, Webb's Edge is a hidden place. So as you make your way through the bazaar, you actually get to exit. The crowd cuts down a little bit, but there are still people out. There are light patrols throughout the streets, and you cut around the outside of the bazaar. And then cut back through. Cut up. Make your way through. The thing that you immediately notice is the different kinds of architecture in Menzo. Can't even talk. Menzo Baranzan. There we go. There are poor, almost like drag sections that are a construction of bone poles and hides, serving as entryways to shallow dugout cellars, where if you can see in, there probably could be a dozen or more creatures in one small dugout hole, living there together. And then it can change within a district that you're in to smaller apartments with limestone tenements, that stand about 4 or 5 stories tall and are 6 times as long as they are wide. And then small courtyards between the tenements that are containing like a well that could be for drinking water, washing, any purpose, but each tenement shares a well, or 2 of them share one. The place you just left, you saw better accommodations. 3-story single-family tall houses. Some of them constructed. It has to be magically from stalagmites that are hollowed out with windows and doors. Really, honestly, it would be, if it were a different place in a different circumstances, might be like breathtakingly amazing how they did this. So you have several different districts that you pass through that you see this, and as you travel along, you're eyed. You see different patrols of different houses. Through here, none of the sigils that you actually recognize, because you've not been shown all of them. You've been shown a few, but you do see multiple people out, even though it might be a short distance before you see another group of people pass or cross in front, or just standing there watching and making sure nothing happens, or waiting for something to happen so they can jump in. The 3 of you are eyed suspiciously almost, because while slavery is a commonplace thing here, it's not too often they see a deep gnome placed in indentured slavery and indentured servanthood. But something went wrong somewhere, and you owe somebody something. So that's why you apparently owe her or her house some timeline or of servanthood, or you're just crap out of luck. A little bit of time passes, but you can't really tell how long because there's no sun.
I look back at Narbondale.
Uh-huh.
How far up on the pole is the fire.
You're begging. You still have one, but you're begging for one of these, aren't you? Do you still have yours?
No, I
spent
used it
it.
earlier.
That's right.
I used it for the
Yeah.
first
So
time.
you're begging for one of these, man. Here. Oh, sorry. I am so sorry. That was not aimed at you. That was
I was a goalie.
slip. But that
Every
was
sport I
natural
played.
20 on that.
So was I, but I'm not paying that much attention.
That was almost a headshot.
That was a natural 20 on that acrobatics check to catch it there, or dexterity roll.
When you have asthma, you just play goalie.
Yeah.
You're just saving my life.
I don't think it would have hurt that bad, but
No, but still.
If it hit in the
It would
eye,
have made it work.
ooh, I can imagine
Yeah,
that.
too much money for my eyes. Now.
Looks like it was gonna hit your forehead too.
About halfway.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess since we made our way from the car,
Yeah, it has been going
it's
down.
really like halfway through.
Well, close to.
Oh,
Yeah.
I meant in relation to where it started, because like halfway down Narvandale would be 12 hours.
Oh, yeah, I was thinking it's shorter than that. So, no, it's not that much.
Okay.
You've not been walking for 12 hours.
No.
So, you're probably looking at 5 to 6/8 of it
Okay.
picking up. We'll say that. We are obviously, we're not glazing through travel on this, but in Underdark, you see the same thing: glowing fungus, people eyeing you, wondering if one of you is going to separate from the group so they can take what you have.
Ooh, shame.
Yep. But soon you start to hear and see signs that you're getting closer and closer to the chasm that is known as Claw Rift, because that's where you're heading. I say, trying to get some interaction.
Oh.
I
I mean, is this like, so this would be like a Grand Canyon looking thing?
Yeah.
Going up to it.
Absolutely, it's a rift.
Yeah.
I mean, it is big.
There's definitely no guardrails.
No. If you get
They
too
want
close,
you to fall
yeah.
over.
It's much like the Death Star. They don't put guardrails up and hope, if somebody falls over, they just replace them with a
Yeah.
new worker.
Insert home screen.
So as we this house, the Webb's Edge house, I was like, is there anything distinguishing about it that's gonna make us go like, that's it? Like,
They're not that enthusiastic. Like,
look, I found it.
It essentially, it literally is a Grand Canyon, like a massive scar that drops down very far.
We're going to
It
go
looks
down
like
into the
it looks like
canyon.
somebody literally drug like a massive dragon claw through it. When I say massive, it's like a world-ending claw.
So you think we need to go into it to find?
No.
That's what I was trying to ask. I was like,
No,
where's?
they're
I asked about the
she's
house.
asking anything that would make Webb's Edge stand
Ah.
out. not
Yeah.
Oh,
Rift.
Yeah,
well, there
okay.
would be several large houses alongside it, and there would be the ruins of one house across the rift on the
former
massive
third house.
wall hanging over. There used to be a house that was like built like a tree house, but in a cave, right?
House
and then they knocked it down.
Obladra. Oblodra.
I was like, do we know what we're looking for? Is my question.
This is kind of where they send the trouble kids, and they don't want them to come back. So this is gonna get more dangerous looking because.
The more you go, you do start seeing kobolds.
Have you ever seen Peter Jackson's King Kong?
Yeah,
Yes.
It's that.
it's that.
So as you're starting to go down, there may be giant, weird, arachnid spider crab things
Oh,
coming out of
cool.
the walls at you.
But the most thing you see are enslaved kobolds. Houses that you see them coming in and out of. Not even houses, shacks, tents.
Millions of them too, probably.
There's a lot. It's becoming overwhelming.
Did I hear
Did you hear what?
rebellion? Are we starting an uprising of the kobolds?
Everybody make me. You can choose perception or insight on this one.
21 perception.
Perception, okay. Ren,
19.
insight or perception?
Perception.
Okay.
I'll roll for
I'm
Robin.
die is
Robin's
my
not going to
favorite.
roll very well, and I'm
I've got
really sorry for
320.
him.
You might be at the end of that.
With
12.
this yellow
inspiration,
one.
Casey. It's a big-
Oh, that's right. Thanks.
Who'd you get Bardic Inspiration to?
Right.
Oh, okay.
But after our fall,
Yeah,
probably.
I'm just gonna,
So mine would-
yeah,
Oh,
because
okay.
we're, you know,
Timey-wimey.
yeah, it's D&D is a bunch of timey-wimey weird stuff at times.
I got
What'd you get?
15 on
15?
both for either one.
On what?
15 and it'd be for either roll.
Okay.
Thanks.
No, I got an at 20.
On what? Insight or perception?
This perception.
Okay. 19
insight.
insight, and you had 19,
I had
Or-
a 20.
21 perception. With the mixture of perception and insight, you can tell this is, for lack of a better term, a breeding ground for kobolds that are immediately born into slavery. This is pretty much all they know.
They're
Kobold
probably
factory.
cannibals too.
There are bones laying about of different sorts, but mostly kobold, that you can tell
It's like
from the
Hugo,
skull structure.
except that he ate his mom.
Any
It's
body
like-
part?
No, pick clean.
Yeah,
Are you gonna give Theo a kobold arm?
There's no meat on the bones, man.
Could be upgrades, you know.
It-
na-
it's
like,
nails.
"Here's the main part."
A kobold arm is like it would be like this.
You're gonna have to start being like very selective
I wouldn't
and not just
expect
taking whatever.
He starts eyeing
Like,
the
you have a
Minotaur.
hoarding
Look at
problem.
those.
No, I'm just gonna be
Wow.
looking
Big
at
arms.
maybe like a
Oh
muscle
my.
strand, you know.
What
It
are
turns
you,
into like King Kong.
What are you,
Skin
74
them, you
wide?
know.
You're one of those
Hide.
gamers that their inventory's full, but they don't want to dump anything because they never know if they're gonna need
Listen.
it, but they never use
I
it.
totally
Let's
am.
not
I
shame
totally
inventory
am.
hoarders, okay? 'Cause
I'm just
that's me.
looking around. There's like bodies, you know. You never know.
Been playing Days Gone, and I've got stuff for days. I don't know what it does. Whatever it'll let me pick up, I pick up.
Are there any loot?
In the distance, as you're continuing along, things start to get wilder. Like this is not a very well maintained place. So your shrubberies and your different wild, not wildlife, but your different, flora are starting to grow larger, and you see the presence of more spiders that are getting bigger, different sizes, but they are starting to get bigger. And in the distance, you do see the ruins of a once luxurious, huge compound between between two fingers, the first and the second finger of Claw Rift. When I say claw, it was like one. It's like, like that. You're getting closer to the old house. I keep wanting to say a different way. How did you pronounce it? Oblodra.
A what?
Oblodra. Oblodra. House Oblodra, which is no longer a house. You can tell that it has been destroyed, ransacked, run out, burn out, whatever they could do. This thing has been, there's nobody there now.
Telepathically, I'd like to ask, I was like, do we still want to make a straight approach to this, or do we want to stealth in?
Nothing.
We can.
There's not many people watching. There's kobolds abound.
Who's gonna listen to?
Sure, they're definitely going to respect me.
Oh, they don't look at you.
Oh,
They,
no, for
they,
some reason
they,
we have to
they
talk.
avert their eyes. They fear you.
They've been trained.
Did we get like a pinpoint on where the rod was?
It would be somewhere in Web's Edge. All they know.
Oh, I've got locate objects.
You do?
I do, but I have to be within 1,000 feet.
Oh.
How long
So-
does it last?
10 minutes, if I remember right from Critical Role.
You could cast it and just walk around.
Yeah, no, I can do that.
It's like a walking metal detector.
Yeah, it's my. It was meant for Finley.
Oh,
I mean, you get to use it again, right? Like, it's not a one and done.
Yeah, 1,000 feet, 10
Are
minutes.
you saying that Finley's an
Hey.
object?
His book.
I was talking about his book.
An object of your affection?
I mean, both of
That's
you
what I
were
was going
assuming
to say. I was going to be like,
both of
he's
you
an
assume
object,
after
all
3
right.
years he's using the same book.
book went with him.
Yeah, but he could have got a new one.
We
No,
have hope, man. We have hope.
Yeah, he got one of those black and white squiggly composite notebooks now.
He's got one of those real nice magic spell books.
Yeah, but he doesn't have Vornicated signature in it.
no, he's using the one that he found on the fallen former party member that you all had.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, what?
He's allegedly using the same one.
No, you would notice he's been using this. Well, he was using the same one up until his disappearance.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know what's happened since then.
that's true. I see what you're saying now. All right. I would say you're within. After walking, you've been walking for a good couple of hours now, not more. You're probably within a couple of 1,000 feet of this old house. There's not much presence here at all, other than just wildlife. You see, you see signs of things that you would find in the Underdark.
Segmented bodies.
Yeah, prints that don't belong to a humanoid foot. Traces of what looks to be ooze, or maybe jelly. Things of that nature.
Okay, alright.
As you look around, things aren't guarded well here. We'll say, put it that way. This is a place that has fallen in shame and will be kept that way.
Is there kobolds around that?
They're back further.
Okay.
Did you want to start an uprising?
Oh my God! Are you really going to start an uprising in Menzo Baron's End?
No.
I was like, do we have time?
No. I was gonna say
Our kobold
They're
army.
vicious though, man.
You're familiar with my strategy involving chickens,
Yeah.
Do we take the kobolds with us?
but we make them lead.
So I need like 100
How
kobolds
many
in front of
kobolds
me.
can I get for 1 gold piece?
You be nice to Petunia's cousin.
Oh my god, I
okay?
forgot that you love kobolds.
What did Petunia ever do to you?
I mean, I could just command them in the name of House Freth.
You could get an ear for a gold piece.
Didn't hear. Wait, who's here?
An ear.
Where'd you get that ear, kobold?
No, you would have to talk to the person that's in charge of.
Oh, I don't want to do that. That's too much attention.
Also, you're also would be purchasing sentient beings to send them in to die before you.
That's true.
It's to save the multiverse.
That's anti-Quetzy.
Petunia.
No, I'm specifically speaking to Quetz right
yeah,
now.
that's anti-Quetz. I wouldn't do that. You're right. I just got excited because they're kind of like chickens in a way.
So based on who they are, and their abilities, you would probably get by with about 25 gold pieces per kobold.
You could buy a lot of kobolds.
Wait, how did the kobolds go for more than, like, me?
They don't talk back.
Wow. You know what? That's rude. We're gonna talk about that later.
These are
This is an uncomfortable roleplay, guys.
I think the worst part about these kobolds is like this is like the
I have
hills
a
have
feeling
eyes.
I'm not going to have a channel tomorrow.
These kobolds are like the hills have eyes kind of.
Oh, they're not
kobolds.
friendly at all. Yeah,
no, I
they
mean
are.
they're like
They're
100 generations
yeah.
inbred.
This
like,
is deep. This is weird.
One of them only communicates by screeching like really loudly. His name is Schmebulok or something.
Can we just figure out what we're going to do from here?
I want to get close enough to the ruins I can cast locate objects and start getting a ping.
Perimeter? Put up a perimeter around our matron to protect her.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you said we're a couple thousand feet from the ruins of House
Yeah.
of Blodra. There's no like easy pathway around the. Yeah.
It's overgrown. It is meant to be a place of shame at this point, or not shame, but like.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, it's a place of shame. It's an object lesson.
Don't interbreed with illithids.
Yeah.
And friend told us that whatever she did to get the House Malarn to back off would have worn off eventually.
Oh, absolutely. It only lasts a minute.
Yeah.
Y'all been walking
Well,
for
I mean-
hours.
Friend tell us that.
Nope.
No. I wouldn't tell y'all that.
Cool.
So did I.
I'm just keeping an eye out for anyone then. Just
You don't see anybody around.
I could have associated with her calming presence.
I guess we gotta go down into this here rift. Ooh.
So you already cast it? You get.
Looking at object?
You want to walk
No, not
halfway to the ruins and.
I wanted to be because it's 1,000 feet.
Yeah.
I want to get close enough that I'm not wasting my 10 minutes.
Sure. So after a little bit of a shorter walk this time, you can see that it's closer than it was, and it's pretty gloomy looking in this rift. You use your locate object spell. On the edge of the rift, there's a stone wall that rises above. Covered in vines and shrubs and just overgrowth. You're sensing something coming from there.
Relay that.
This is also me kind of playing with this because locate object, you have to have seen the object up close. But you have something for that, don't you?
Because I was reading it, describe or name an object that is familiar to me.
I'm probably looking at the old
The
one.
spell
then.
can locate if up within 30 feet if I have seen it.
Oh, within 30 feet.
Yes.
That's what I'm missing. Okay, my
I looked
bad.
it up because I was like wondering that too.
I'm human. But you have a sense of where that's where it's coming from, that wall.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Which I will relay to the group.
You got your dousing wands. And...
is this all like on the other side of the rift, or
Nope, it's on your side.
Is there any break in the wall down the length of it, or is
It's
it?
all covered.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, covered.
So we're gonna have to scale it.
Or you can just check out the wall. Either one, you can climb it, check it out, look for.
fine?
Well, I mean, just different, wild plants.
Oh,
How tall?
The wall?
Yes.
Tall. You're probably pushing between 75 and 100 feet from where you can tell, looking at it.
What's the tall?
Oh, you're looking about 3-4 feet tall.
Okay. Oh, I thought they were like, because they use mushrooms.
Oh, just
instead of
like
trees.
no. I mean, like around you.
Oh, I meant no. I meant I guess the
the whole-
genus of these mushrooms.
Oh, you're looking at redwoods.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are there smaller versions of those around?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Is that what you're picturing?
I was going
wanna do
to mend plants and make it grow, and just
Okay.
pretty much make myself a
An elevator?
levitating platform.
well, are you sensing it up, or is it just like
Through.
yeah?
Great.
Oh, then we just
Through the wall?
It coming from the wall. Like you have to go straight ahead.
I'm confused. This like a constructed wall, or is this
No,
like,
it's a natural wall.
Oh, then
Oh, I thought it was a constructed.
Mm-mm, it's
Oh,
a
yeah,
natural
that's it.
wall.
Oh.
Natural stone wall.
I'll pull out a dagger, walk over.
Sorry, cliffside. We'll put it that way.
Oh, okay. I'll pull out a dagger, light it with green flame, run it through the vine.
It actually passes through and nothing happens.
Exactly. I will.
You don't even feel a scrape of stone.
I'm thinking the deception. I'll look back at our matron. And just
She
think,
stands there like this for some reason.
Yes.
I figured you'd be standing there like this with the whip in it. Get to work.
Whip everybody.
This is your chance. You gotta.
Oh yeah. Whoop.
and I'll
So I put you in front.
No, Mama, no.
just think across the network. Are we going?
What is it?
Just thinking across the network. Are we going?
Is that
Yeah.
something?
Our illusion wall?
Yeah.
Magical illusion wall is always fun.
All right. Who's the first one to step through the vines and the overgrowth?
I'll do it.
All right. You step through, and there's a stone lake. It is part of the cliff side, the sheer cliff side, but it's been carved out. And through that, you see immediately doors that are closed
Oh, not the doors.
right in front of you.
So many.
Ooh, a double door. Sorry.
I said which door?
No, it's double doors. It's
Oh,
like
it's
they
double
doors.
it leads to
Oh.
one place.
Oh,
I was like,
that's
two.
better.
No.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I
I
thought,
just
like-
let everyone know where
I'm
I'm
having a
staying.
problem conveying what I mean. A problem.
I was like, how many
Okay.
doors are we
Man,
checking now?
Taking y'all to the Underdark is a new. I've never really DM'd through the Underdark before.
It's fun.
It's and
Yeah.
I think we're gonna have to
Check
go
for
there
traps.
one day. Sure, go for it.
That's actually what I was looking at for Robin because I was like, I bet his is better.
Oh, that's winning.
I know. I totally believe you, but those dice I'm going to do the water test on.
No, I've been like rolling it like in getting it to fail after I
Stop
did
that.
the 20. And I was
Cheater.
like, the last time I rolled it was like a 1. I
Next
was
time
like,
you roll,
I'm gonna like let it.
I'm making you roll this.
Man, nerds are so superstitious.
True. It's very true.
That's why
I'm
I
not
was
even
like,
superstitious.
I was
I'm not
rolled
like
the bad
I don't-
way.
I
I
don't
rolled
do
the
that
bad
with
way.
dice.
I'm not a superstitious person when it comes to D&D. I'm like, stop rolling all your D20 or your natural 20s away.
Seeing as how we
But
shouldn't
the same
be
die I rolled
alone
one earlier
in
when
any
I was just rolling
way,
it for
shape, or
myself.
form, I'm gonna make sure our matron gets in through the fast wall as well. For
Okay.
And then keep an eye behind us as I slowly back into the illusion. Last one.
You just Homer Simpson
I
your way
Homer
through.
Simpson.
Yeah. Goodness.
Yeah. Oh, and as I'm inside it, I'll use implants to grow actual vines
Okay.
over it, so that if someone else comes a touching, it'll just
Attach
protect
it.
you.
What is this?
Still feel actual plants.
Yeah. Sell the illusion.
Okay.
Did you check
The
for traps
doors
at
in
the
front of
end.
you are made of
Yeah.
iron.
Iron?
Iron.
Like, what's the
The-
craftsmanship?
Good.
Okay.
Durgar probably.
Ooh.
What did you roll for your check for traps?
I rolled a nat 20.
Oh, that's right. So it's like a 47?
Is it investigation? Or what are you doing?
Yeah, for
So
check for
20
traps.
33.
Jesus, Marion Joseph. Excuse me.
Plus 13.
It is not trapped, but being who you are, you can tell that these are locked tight.
Locked.
But there is no key. Like there is a
Puzzle?
keyhole, but it doesn't. There's a magical element to it.
Anybody got something?
Yeah, I can ritual up. Doesn't really matter if I detect what kind of magic is. If I can just try to dispel it.
Because we already know there's
I'll-
magic.
I'll try to dispel magic.
Okay.
Yeah.
What level is that?
Third.
Third. Okay. Seeing how this is, it immediately when you cast dispel magic, you almost see a little like greenish flash, and it disappears, and the doors are still there.
Still there.
I mean, the doors. I mean, like you haven't tried to open them yet, but they were locked. But there was something definitely dispelled off of them.
I will try the door.
Pushes right open.
Any
So,
sign of anybody?
you hear as you walk in, there are people there, and you can hear them echoing through this place, talking quietly, but talking. The iron door creaks slightly as it opens.
Prestidigitation.
Oil
the
it.
hinge. Yeah.
I just almost imagine, like, yeah, never mind. All right.
Just go over it like.
Yeah, there's an oil can. Wings open silently.
Let a reaction now. Oh yeah. Look at that.
It opens up to a large foyer. There are remains of mold-covered broken wagons and barrels that are languishing in this large foyer. Humanoid skeletal remains lie strewn about. They have swords and armor, but they are all bent and rusted, the armor and the swords themselves. Something gleams next to the bodies propped along the wall to your all's north. And we're going to treat this as you walk in, north is straight ahead. Okay? Give me one moment, please. Yep. So as you walk in, it opens up to a wide wall. I'm so sorry. What I meant to be, as you're walking in, north is your left. Or, yeah, north. We'll just say north is your all's left, south is your right. Straight ahead, there are double doors. Off to your right seems to lead into another set of double doors, and then an opening to something else. You can't see from this angle. But you do hear, it's almost like there's something, a ventilation system or something in here that you can hear voices. Or maybe they're magical. You don't know, you just hear them. So now you have a choice. Straight ahead, left or right. Strewn bodies all around. There are bodies to the north. To your left, I should say. Something gleaming is next to them. The bodies that are propped up along the wall off to the left.
Something shiny.
All the doors that you see are shut. But you're in a large, open chamber.
Perception for the voices. I want to try to discern the echoes.
Perfect.
And then investigate the shiny.
Investigate the shiny. Okay.
I want to investigate the nearest body.
Okay.
22.
Me too.
Probably for different reasons.
They're skeletons. You can't use them. Unless Theo wants a chew toy.
So the nearest
You can make
body
weapons out of it. I don't know.
appears to be dwarven. And looking around, you see that there's a gnome skeleton. You also see horns off of one, leading you to believe that it's a tiefling. These bodies that are near you seem to be adventurers that have been long dead, explorers. And you did what?
22%.
Just looking around?
No, I'm trying to.
The
echolocate
voices.
The, voices.
With a 22, oddly enough, I don't seem to be making any sense. Not undercommon, not common. Seems like whispers, and listening intently, they seem to be coming from everywhere.
Okay.
Almost as if to roll insight.
14.
It could be something to throw you off, or it could be something going on deeper into the chambers. You can't pinpoint.
Yeah, and everybody else has gone to the left to investigate the bodies. I'm asking.
I just went whatever one was close.
I'm attached.
Yeah.
Like just
You-
attached to her side.
Oh, but not by like.
No.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
just like,
Hey,
Rin has
listen,
her
y'all did some
weapon.
weird
I'm-
stuff with the fairy harness. I don't know.
No. My strength cannot handle you. Take like half my body.
no, by Disney World leash, you can.
No.
Doesn't take much to investigate the shiny. As you're looking at it, there are fist size rubies.
Most valuable.
Looks to be about 4 of them, tucked next to 2 skeletons that are leaning against the wall.
I rolled a 28.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything special about these?
They look like big old rubies.
Nothing nefarious about
Anybody
the
with
rubies?
detect
Perception
magic?
would just tell you that there are big old rubies on the floor, tucked between 2 skeletons.
I thought you said you went towards the closest.
Yeah, but if she's wandered off to go look at shiny things,
They're next to skeletons.
Did you say closest body or closest,
closest
door?
body.
Okay.
Those
that
are
would
the
be,
ones on the floor that you investigated.
Yeah, that would be on
Yeah.
the north where she went.
Slightly. If you went south, if you went right, you notice that there are doors, and then it curves around to an open chamber as well.
Towards, but keep an eye on
Mhm.
where we came from.
Which direction is my homing beacon? Go.
North, roughly, which is pretty much where all the doors lead.
Closed it behind it that we just came through.
Yeah.
It closes quite silently.
Yes, it does, because of prestidigitation. All right. So, I have one question for you. You're back with the group. You're attached to the hip. You and Theo are there. You're there. You got rubies in your eyes.
Mm-hmm.
What's the next step for the group?
Maybe it's the best
This
part.
is, yeah, this place is not giving off a good vibe. Not giving off a good vibe at all.
Are the heads intact?
Yeah,
I would like to.
a weird
cast-
question, but yes.
No clothes, everything should go.
No what?
No clothing, just bones.
Well, there's armor, bent armor, bent swords.
Bent armor. and
Yeah,
bent
like
sword.
they
fought.
got walloped,
They
but they got hurt.
got.
Yeah, they got demolished.
I thought you said walked on.
Oh, so I said walloped, but
Follow.
yeah. Whatever was fighting them overtook them, and they've been long dead. That's why there's just skeletons and rusted armor now.
Detect magic.
Do you want to cast it?
I'll cast it.
Are you casting or ritualing? Because ritual takes 10 minutes. Or can you ritual? You can ritual. Yeah. Cast it.
I'll cast it.
Okay. The rubies light up.
I figured.
Is it dangerous looking?
What?
What's the flavor of magic?
Yeah,
What-
that's what I'm
yeah.
getting ready to tell you.
Because I feel like it,
It
could
was
be
too
dangerous.
obvious.
Ew, it's all pistachio.
I was not gonna. I know. I was like, I want to touch it.
Good job.
That's
Those are-
why I
those
was
are
saying
doom
next
rubies.
to you.
And that's why I detect magic too, because I wanted to.
If you like started to reach out.
Evocation.
They make you go boo.
What? What did you say?
Evocation is a school of magic that they're giving off.
What do we need? What do we know about evocation? I
It
don't
makes
know.
things go boom.
It makes things go boom.
We're not touching them
Okay.
as much as
Don't
I want
touch
them.
As soon as you say, "Oh, those have magic of evocation on," everybody goes, "Nope."
Nope.
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 Okay. Good job.
Pulling you away.
Good job not touching them.
Bad touch.
No touchy.
So you have a
Yeah.
choice. The door's right in front of you. The doors that were right in front of you when you first came in, or the doors all the way to the south.
Are there doors where the rubies are?
Off away a little ways from them, yeah.
Oh,
That's the
no.
ones you're looking at right now.
It's not next to a door.
Mm-mm.
Okay.
And her ping is coming from straight ahead.
Well, it just more of the north.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't get a precise location on it.
How concerned are you about what you have been responsible for?
I'm
I
super
am
concerned
concerned.
about these weird voices everywhere right now.
Oh.
It's not normal. Did you say those are magic?
I did not.
The rubies?
Yes.
Yeah, they're just traps.
We just trapped.
Yeah, they're not even real rubies.
Okay.
If you touch them, you literally go boom as lightning strikes you.
Physical touch.
Yes.
Okay.
Chanting.
Well,
Can we
yes,
mage
physical
hand?
touch.
Mage hand safe.
You can try.
You want to warn us that you're going to do that first?
Well, I
All
want to.
separate,
I want to
way
see
back.
how far down the tunnel before it turns at an angle, and I can get behind.
I want to
and
be able
try
to use
mage
it.
hand.
Well, that might also alert if there's anybody here with those whispers. So yeah.
That's true. I have a really long range on my mage hand.
With the knowledge that rubies are traps that make you shock until you die,
Mhm.
the positioning of these bodies,
I don't know until you die, but they're going to hit you hard.
based on the position of these bodies, look like
Based on the dents and the armor and the swords, this was not
it was a
a
battle.
trap. This was a battle. The best you could tell, because they are old.
Do we want to know what killed?
Like blunt
I'm
force.
more concerned with who spent the time to booby trap the bodies afterwards. I
Only
guess
when it's
they
movie
might be
trap,
one and
right?
the same.
Okay. You said there's a dwarf, a tiefling, and a gnome.
What looks to be, there are 5 bodies on the floor. And what you see is,
I heard gnome and thing.
yeah, a gnome, a dwarf, a sorry, 2 dwarves, an elf, a gnome, and a tiefling.
Two dwarves and elf.
What seems to be an elf. Or a human. It could be either
Pretty much
or.
the same.
Or a
bro.
half elf.
Or a half elf.
I'll go to to the tall one that doesn't have horns,
Okay.
and we'll reach out, place a finger on their forehead,
Mm-hmm.
and I'll cast Speak with Death.
Oh, okay. Oh, by the way, even if a head is separated from the body, Speak with Dead still works. Okay. Someone asked that a while back, and I was like, yeah, it's a
That
dead
was
body.
my intention behind us collecting heads. I don't know what it turned into, but
Sure.
Oh, I
yeah.
have a
original
totally
intention
different.
It became a
intention, but-
collection.
What?
But yeah, everyone watches as shadows flow completely
Bef-
define water.
Let me do this, but before you even touch the skeleton, you hear 2 voices from behind you. They don't sound like the voices you hear.
Oh,
And they've come out of that one chamber, the one you didn't check,
Was that straight ahead or south to the right?
south to the right, and back.
The open chamber, not
The
door.
open chamber. And they rolled really, really good on their stealth checks.
Okay.
And you hear, hey, what are you doing in here? Come to die. As soon as you look around, you see a hobgoblin and a Duergar standing there. The Duergar is cloaked, has a black cloak with a pendant on his chest, no weapons in hand.
Roll for stealth.
The hobgoblin, on the other hand, has a what looks to be a short sword clutched in one hand and daggers on his belt. They're like the hobgoblin. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out their names. Yeah, there it is. Looks at the Duergar and says, "Well, it looks like we won't be killing each other, huh, Torkner?" And the Duergar just grunts and says, "Shut your mouth." And they stare at you and say, the hobgoblin says again, "So, I'm to die?"
Hot potato?
And that's where we're going to our session for the night, and we'll pick it up next week.
Roll for initiative.
no,
We'll roll next week.
no.
Roll to catch this thing?
Catch what thing?
The ruby
Oh, the
with mage hand.
Can we throw?
it doesn't come out of the floor.
Really?
Yeah, it is a. What you can tell by your mage hand, it slips off. It is attached.
That's
You're
convenient.
meant to reach down, touch it, and not let go.
Right.
It reminds me of Mom and Dad Save the World. You remember that grenade? Says
Yeah.
pick me up.
Pick me up.
I had the idea, just like chuck it at them, and
Yeah, I was hoping
That was a
one of
really
them,
good idea.
I hope one of them would catch it, and then
So-
be like,
Yeah.
ugh.
But we're going to end
it
tonight,
was a really good idea.
and we'll pick up with the Hobgoblin and the Durgar when we come back next week.
So Dumb and Dumberer.
Yeah,
That sounds.
you can kind of tell that they don't like each other, but they are found a common enemy, it seems, in you all. But with that, if you're watching, we appreciate you watching, and we will catch you next time. Thank you to Multiverse for letting us stream here.
Goodbye.
Yeah, thanks. Bye.
Why you?
Bye.
You know who this is?
I was about